what he sees.
NBC Sports presents the National Football League. Today, it's the Miami Dolphins versus the Indianapolis Colts.
Welcome to the Hoosier Dome at Indianapolis, where it is sold out this afternoon. And around this city, they are saying it's a must-win Sunday afternoon for the Indianapolis Colts, who are currently 2-4 as they take on the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins tied for first in the AFC East with Buffalo. They're 5-1. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Jim Donovan. Happy to be with Joe Namath this afternoon to bring you the Dolphins and the Colts. Now, we talked about what Dan Marino likes and what he's seeing so far. He likes the view from the top of the AFC Eastern Division. They're in first place. But also what he has to like, Joe, is the fact that they're on their way, it seems, to a playoff spot. They haven't been there since 1985. And it's not all on Marino's shoulders anymore here in Miami.
Right. Seemingly for the first time, it's not on Dan Marino's shoulders. His running attack has improved, and his defense is playing very well. First of all, today with this improved running attack, it's been out to lunch the last 4 weeks. It has been very inconsistent, and they're going to have to try to work today with their rookie starting guard, Keith Sims. Now, the big story of the Dolphins is Tom Olivedotti's defense. These guys are ranked up there in the top of the league. They have 5 new faces over there on defense, and Olivedotti has these guys playing like the best defense in the league.
Now, they do have an injury today, and that is Alfred Oglesby, their fine rookie nose tackle out of Houston. He has a sore ankle. He tried to give it a start here today, but he just couldn't go, so he's out of the lineup. Now, on the Indianapolis side, Eric Dickerson's return to the Colts lineup came last week. A lot of people aren't happy about it, including some of his own teammates. Another group not too happy about it, the Miami Dolphins, because historically, when Dickerson has played against Miami, he has had big games.
Oh, he's averaged 130 yards a game, folks, against this Miami team, but it's not the same defense. True, Alfred Oglesby's not going to be in that defense, so Dickerson should have a better chance to run against the Dolphins. But I also look for Dickerson to get the ball in his hands via the pass. Against the Dolphins the last time, he caught 9 passes.
Now, the guy throwing it to him is also a story. Jack Trudeau has been in there for the injured top draft choice, Jeff George. How long is Trudeau going to hold on to the job? He doesn't think long. Once George is ready, he thinks he's going to lose the job.
Well, Trudeau's getting no respect. He's actually a higher-rated passer than Dan Marino at this stage of the season. But everyone here in Indianapolis knows, as well as Trudeau, once the Colts lose another game, Jeff George, their #1 draft choice, is going to be in there.
All right, Indianapolis will kick it away to Miami. Mark Logan and Mark Higgs are back deep for the Dolphins, and we're underway from the Hoosier Dome. It is Logan taking the ball at the 8-yard line. And bounces off out to the 24-yard line. Tony Walker is down on the tackle. Here's the Dolphins' offensive line. Richmond Webb is a rookie. Left tackle for them. Roy Foster is in for the injured Keith Sims. And there you see Ulanake, Galbraith, and Dennis. In the backfield, Marino with Page and Smith, and Page has been a big factor too out of the fullback spot. Duper, Clayton, and Edmonds. And then when they go to the passing situation, they actually come in with 5 wide receivers, Martin, Banks, and Jim Jensen. So it's first down, Dolphins. Sammy Smith finds a little bit of a crease and goes out to the 27-yard line, where Chip Banks is there on the tackle. Here's the front 7. Ron Meyer said this defense, in particular the front 7, is playing a step slow, and that's been a problem for them. Harrod, Young, and Bickett and Banks, pretty good linebackers there for them. In the secondary, Chris Good gets the start instead of the rookie from Stanford, Alan Grant. But then in the dime, Sam Clancy comes in as a down lineman. Baylor, and then Grant, the rookie, comes in there as the extra defensive backs. Second down now for Miami. 6 to go for a first down. Marino's first pass is caught by Tony Page. And Page has a first down out to the 35-yard line.
Well, I tell you, this is something the Colts aren't used to have to worry about a back coming out of the backfield on second down and catching passes. And this has really been a big improvement for the Dolphins. The play of Tony Page on the right side of your screen. He'll just slip out of the backfield. Harrod, 54, 56 on the left side. They drop too deep. You see the ball's completed underneath the linebackers, and then Bickett comes over number 50 and Harrod to make the tackle.
So it's first down, Miami out over their own 35-yard line. Marino dumps it out of the backfield. It's Page again to the 41-yard line, and he's brought down by Jeff Harrod, Harvey Armstrong, and Chip Banks. Page has been a very valuable pickup for them, a Plan B free agent from Detroit.
And I tell you, I talked to Marino about Page. Page is a big asset at practice. Dan told me, Joe, you can't believe this man's work ethics, and it carries over to the rest of the team. He's not only been a big help for us carrying the ball, blocking and catching, but in practice, he keeps our head in the right place.
Second down at 5 after a 5-yard pickup. Here comes Mark Clayton in motion. Sammy Smith. Boy, fights for a couple yards, and that's it. Chip Banks and Donnell Thompson are on the tackle of Sammy Smith. And Smith is trying to turn it around right now, really trying to get it going. Smith in his first game, Joe, 159 yards on that first Sunday against New England. Then in the last 5 games, only 159 yards total.
We know what the problem's been. I mean, it hasn't been just the absence of the left guard, Keith Sims. Smith has been the problem. He's had so many injuries. He's missed practice time the last 4 weeks. He gets nicks that, you know, you'd like your running back to be able to play through.
Third down 3. That's Jensen in the backfield along with Marino. 4 wideouts. Intercepted by Pryor. Marino delivered one high and hard, and Pryor had it hit right off his shoulder pads, and it will be 4th down.
Well, there's pretty good protection here for Marino. There's good coverage on the play, and this certainly should have been an interception. You see Pryor closing on the ball. Of course, one thing, folks, when you're running toward the football and it's coming at you with the velocity that Dan Marino delivers it, it's pretty hard to catch. That should have been an interception, though, nevertheless.
Here's Reggie Roby, 40.2-yard average so far. Clarence Verdun is back deep for Indianapolis. Good high punt by Roby. Verdun has it hit at the 6 and down at the 1-yard line. Lifford Hobley is on it inside the 1. What a play for Miami on a 56-yard punt. And Miami and Roby, they've pinned the Colts back deep in their own territory. We'll be right back.
Walk into a television showroom, and someone will probably try to sell you a set with a foreign name on it. Before you see their choice, ask to see yours. Ask to see the first TVs that combine digital video and audio with a performance to back it up. Ask for picture-in-picture with triple flashback. Ask for a single remote that can learn to run everything. Ask to see a Zenith. For true innovation in television, quality never looked more like a Zenith.
No matter where you look, there's Mazda. We're introducing new products like the Miata, setting new sales records, winning the respect of the automotive press, and winning awards for both quality and customer satisfaction. But most important, we're making thousands of people feel just right.
I was helping my client find her Halloween party. Let's try this trap door. No Coors Light party here. It's behind that panel.
You found it, my hero.
Join the fun at your favorite Coors Light Halloween headquarters, because it isn't Halloween without the silver bullet.
Designated driver? Good.
The orange hash marks. On the 7-yard line, the ball bounces, and it takes a crazy bounce across the field, and Lifford Hobley, watch his foot, it never touches the white line. He downs the ball inside the 1, and how does Roby feel about it? What a break, a great punt, lousy field position for the Colts to get started with.
The worst you can have, I would say. Jack Trudeau with his backfield of Bentley and Dickerson. They're back deep in their own end zone. Dickerson. Well, he just got out of the end zone, very close to a safety. Let's check the offensive line up first for the Colts here this afternoon. Zephros Moss at the left tackle, Dixon, Donaldson, Baldinger, and Call. Call playing with a sore shoulder, but he is in there. Trudeau has 2 backs, Bentley and Dickerson. Hester comes off a big game last week. Passing situations then, Verdun and Stanley Morgan, the 14-year veteran, 13 of the 14 years in the NFL spent with New England. So it is second down at 10 as Bill Brooks comes back in motion. Fumble snap, loose ball, going Touchdown, Miami.
What else can go wrong for Ron Meyer and his coach? Don Shula will take this one any time, folks. It's like a gift.
And the former Indianapolis Colt, Cliff Odom.
Cliff Odom recovers number 93. You can't see really why the fumble occurs, but Cliff Odom, who played with these Colts for 8 years, falls on the ball in the end zone for the quick Miami lead. Thank you very much. Take another look at it. Number 93, Cliff Odom, will be able to slip in underneath everyone else and get his hands on that ball. Oh, what a welcoming back present for Cliff.
Incredible. Cliff Odom. Not protected by Indianapolis last year. Signs with the Dolphins, has had a fine season for them, and recovers on the Colts' second offensive play for a touchdown. Stoyanovich for the extra point, and Miami gets one gift wrap for them, and they jump out to a 7-0 lead.
Let's take a look and see what causes the fumble. The ball appeared to hit Trudeau square in the hands, and he just could not hold on to it, folks. We'll be back after this message with Miami leading 7-0.
He stirs in the land of dawning. He stirs now in the age of wandering. Now on the trail of beauty, he stirs.
The new Navajo from Mazda. It just feels right.
You need 2 hands to count all the special rates and discounts on Allstate car insurance. For more than one car, pickup trucks, anti-lock brakes, airbags, good drivers, excellent drivers with Allstate home insurance, and retired drivers over 55. Pick up a phone and call an Allstate agent for details. For lots of ways to save, you're in good hands with Allstate.
NBC Sports coverage of the National Football League is brought to you by Mazda Cars and Trucks. Mazda, it just feels right. By Coors Light, the one that won't slow you down. The Silver Bullet is the right beer now. And by Levi's 505, 506, and 540 jeans.
Jim Donovan and Joe Namath back with you at the Hoosier Dome. You can hear a pin drop, Joe, here inside this place right now after Indianapolis fumbled the snap in their own end zone on the center exchange between Ray Donaldson and Jack Trudeau. Recovered by Cliff Odom, who played here with the Colts for 8 years. And Miami on the board.
Oh, it's quiet. Awful quiet.
Ball comes down. Stacy Simmons, the rookie, decides to keep it in the end zone, and it will be 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Well, that return didn't cheer anyone up either, did it? Let's watch this fumble one more time, folks. The ball seems to hit Trudeau squarely in the hands, and it falls to the turf. Now, I promise you, this is not supposed to happen. There's no excuse for Ray Donaldson, an all-pro center, and a veteran quarterback to have these kind of problems anywhere on the field, certainly under perfect playing conditions.
How many times did it happen to you?
I'll tell you what, John Schmidt, the center for the Jets, and I, in 12 years, had 1 fumbled snap. I'm not going to tell you whose fault it was, though.
Well, the Colts in a familiar position, as you saw right there, behind in the first half. 7-0. Dickerson. Back, a tough 1 yard, and he's tackled by Cliff Odom. Odom teams up with John Offerdahl. Around the league we go. No score in any of those games. Will really, for you Dolphin and Colts fans, pay close attention to that Buffalo-New England game. Teddy Garcia has put Houston ahead 3-0. And Cliff Odom's fumble recovery in the end zone where the Miami Dolphins has them ahead 7-0. 10.5 remaining here in the first quarter. It is 2nd down and 9 yards to go for 2nd and 8, rather, for a first down. Dickerson again. are disgruntled here in the Hoosier Dome.
Oh, they feel awful. Right now, Eric Dickerson, just back in camp last week. This is his second game. He tries to bounce it outside, but the Dolphins have seen this before, and they're out there waiting on it. T.J. Turner does a terrific job with the flow and making the tackle. Here, this game wasn't 5 minutes old, and these Colt fans have been booing already. That's the second series of boos we've heard.
And when Dickerson came out of the lineup, that was the only cheer we heard as he headed to the Colts sideline. 3rd down, 12. 4 wide receivers in for Indianapolis. Screen pass set up, Bentley. And he'll be short of the first down. Nice one-on-one tackle by Tim McKyer, who was brought over in a trade from San Francisco, and Bentley gets up a little wobbly.
You know what I liked about this with Miami's defense? First of all, E.J. Jr., number 54, is going to put some pressure on the quarterback. Now, it looks like Miami's rushing, but no, the Colts are setting up a screen. A beautifully designed screen. Trudeau takes a little fall. What I liked was Miami's reaction from that secondary. They came up, made the tackle short of the 4th down, or 1st down, and now it's 4th, and the Colts are punting.
Ron Starks, first punt of the day. Tony Martin is back deep. The 27. And good coverage. And we'll be back here to the Hoosier Dome. 8:49 to go in the first quarter. Dolphins lead 7-0.
Dressing up, stepping out. If you're talking about fun, that's what it's all about. Shake it up, whoa, whoa, put it on, check it out.
When you're in a place where the beat goes on, you don't want to fill up. So reach for the silver bullet, the one that won't slow you down.
We're talking about good, like it's the right beer now. Shake it out, shake it out.
While few race cars are lucky enough to even see the finish line, the rotary-powered Mazda RX-7 has won more races than any other car in IMSA history. The Mazda RX-7.
Oh, the things people do just to keep their contacts clean. So Johnson & Johnson created the first lens you never have to clean. AccuView disposable contact lenses. You wear them, throw them away. Nothing's more comfortable than a fresh, clean lens. And at only about $1 a day, don't your eyes deserve AccuView? So to avoid cleaning problems, avoid cleaning solutions. AccuView, the first disposable contact lens. Find out if AccuView is right for you.
The Los Angeles Lakers. The San Antonio Spurs. Magic Johnson pays a visit to Mr. Robinson's neighborhood. It's the season premiere of the NBA on NBC.
Hey, the station with the peacock, what can I say?
8:49 left to go here in the first quarter. Dolphins lead on a defensive touchdown. Cliff Odom recovered a fumble in the Indianapolis end zone, and Miami on the board 7-0. This is just the way you like it in the Hoosier Dome if you're the visiting team. Nice and quiet, you can go about your business. Sammy Smith. Well, they have clogged him up so far, and Big John Hand is there to knock him back.
John Hand, who missed most of training camp, is such a load. Here on the left side of the line, the Dolphins fire out pretty good, but they can't push John Hand. Now, that's number 61, Roy Foster, doing well, he's given a lot of effort. 9 years in the league. He's an excellent pass blocker, Foster is. He seems to be shaken up a bit. An excellent pass blocker, but the Dolphins do miss Keith Sims, who, by the way, is in the game now at left guard.
He comes in at left guard. He's the rookie out of Iowa State, 6'2", 305 pounds. And it is second down now. 9 yards to go for first down. Smith getting one. Clayton in motion. Logan gets it. Nice run by Mark Logan out over the 35 to the 36-yard line. Taylor knocks him down for the Colts. And a first down for Miami.
Well, I'll tell you, we just mentioned Keith Sims, and I want to tell you, he pulled out of there and led this play for Logan in this offense right up through the hole. Number 61 is right here, 69 is just opening up this tremendous hole for Logan to get through. That's the guard with the bad ankle, the rookie, Keith Sims, who got down there to block Pickett.
So it's a first down for Miami. Ball is out at the 37-yard line. And they give it off to Page, and he slips through. Over the 40 to the 42-yard line, tripped up by Jeff Harrod and Harvey Armstrong. Page caught the ball on the first couple of possessions, and now he runs the ball there. Almost looked like an old-fashioned counterplay, didn't it?
It was, and once again, it was right back behind the rookie guard, Keith Sims, and the rookie tackle, Webb. The left side of this line of the Dolphins is much improved for the run block.
With two rookies over there on that left side, Richmond Webb at left tackle and Keith Sims at left guard. Second down. Marino throws and picked right off the carpet, and a nice catch there by the Dolphins as it's Mark Duper, and that's a first down. Duper to the Indianapolis 48-yard line. He scooped that one right up off the ground.
Duper's having a terrific year. He's been healthy. He hasn't missed any practices. He gets downfield this time, puts pressure. You see, you still have to respect Duper's speed. He puts pressure on those defensive backs. They know he catches a lot of short passes and breaks them for long runs, but he still has the speed to get behind these corners.
7-yard pickup and a first down into Colt territory. A little screen set up to Troy Stratford. And Stratford turns it in to the 46-yard line. Nice play by Chris Good, who came up and had to force Stratford to go back to the inside.
Yes, but it was a better play. Well, you're right. It was a good play by the Colts. Chris Good got up to force him back. Sims, number 69, he's looking for somebody to block. Now he comes out on the screen. And what does he do when he gets out there? Oh, Harvey Armstrong gets nailed in the back, which is not a clip out there, folks. Just a block that Keith Sims got away with.
Only a gain of 2. And it's second down and 8 for Miami. They lead 7-0 here with 5:45 left in the first quarter. Fred Young popping right up to the line of scrimmage. Marino dumps it to Page. Gets out of a tackle by Harrod. And goes up and gets a first down to the 35-yard line. And Tony Page breaks away from a Jeff Harrod tackle and gets a first down.
Marino didn't like what he saw earlier on the right side of the screen. Marino wants to get in there to Clayton. He can't get him. Now he goes back to the right and hits Tony Page. Now watch what Page does to Chris Good, number 37, who's coming up to make this tackle, folks. This is what happens to a defensive back when Tony Page gets a hold of him one-on-one. Ooh, looked like a bowling ball over 10 pin.
What a welcome to the Miami lineup Page has been.
Uh-oh, conference on the field. We've seen these before.
Here's the referee, Bob McElwee. McElwee off a very long Monday night game. Made a little bit long by his officiating crew. In Cleveland, he did the Browns-Bengals game, and of course they had some long controversies.
Well, what they're doing now is probably checking to see if Tony Page's knee hit the ground after the initial contact by the first defender. We see Marino go back to the right, hit Page. Now watch his knee. Let's see if it hits the ground after Harrod hits him. If his knee hits, then he's down at that point right there. Yes, that's what they're talking about. Excellent replay. The knee hits the ground, and because Harrod had hit him, Chris Good says, hey, that didn't make any difference. It still hurt me.
So the ball will come back now.
Second down.
And there's Bob McElwee telling you that it's second down. Hang on, is it second down or third down?
Oh, no, the big test. Which down is it?
Yeah, because this is what happened to McElwee on Monday night. Now, remember, they had a controversy late in the first half in Cleveland when they actually said it was fourth down, when actually for Cleveland it was third down. Bud Carson, the Browns coach, went out with pictures. They took snapshots of the plays to show them that it was only third down. Boy, McElwee just can't shake this kind of stuff. It's third down. Okay. Third down.
He's not sure, though. He's not sure. Look.
Third down.
Yep.
Third down.
I mean, that has to be a nightmare for him. How many? Can you believe that even would come up 2 times in a week? So it is third down now and 9.
I wonder when the fellas in stripes get their fan mail, how much of it is good?
Only their Christmas cards, I believe. Third and 9 for Marino. Flushed, and he'll run. And he slides to the 30-yard line safely with a first down. Well, you don't see that much.
No, Dan Marino was an outstanding baseball player in his younger days, but a 16-yard gain this time. Everyone is covered downfield. He takes it upfield. You have to wonder if Miami wasn't performing this well, would Dan take this kind of an effort, make it on his behalf to get downfield running? Of course he would. I'll tell you, when you're winning, man, it just breeds confidence. These guys have a great attitude, the Dolphins now, and Marino's feeling great out there.
First down at the Colt 32-yard line. Sammy Smith and Page, the running backs. Marino finds Page again. He's hit on that pass play 4 times now, and it's down to the 27-yard line.
Page, a smart route runner, sure hands. Big touchdown catch he had in the first game of the season against New England to pull the Dolphins from behind to victory.
Now, getting back to what you said about confidence and what winning does, Marino last night told us that that's exactly the difference with the Dolphins this year. Yeah, they've made some good moves, Plan B free agents, and some good draft choices, but they've got an awful lot more confidence. They believe they can win any game. Here's Smith. Sammy Smith they love to see in Miami that's been missing the last couple of weeks, down to the Colt 15-yard line and a first down as he carried Dwayne Bickett along for the ride.
Now watch Tony Page lead through the hole here and put a block on number 56, the linebacker. Oh, now that's what they want Page to do. That's why he's so valuable again. He opens up that hole. He blocks the linebacker with a 12-yard gain for Smith. He's looking good. Smith looks better if he gets some home, like most running backs. Seems to me he gives better effort when he's having a good game.
Long drive, 10th play now at the 15-yard line. First down. Recovers. John Hand got him from the backside. Luckily for Marino and the Dolphins, the ball popped right back up into his chest.
And in the good bounce department or bad bounce department, it's Miami 2, Colts 0, because that ball just came right back to Marino, as did Roby's punt, bounced to Lifford Hobley early in the first quarter.
Marino doesn't get sacked all that much.
Well, this is good coverage downfield. Pretty good pressure, but Big John Hand gets around the back door there. You'd expect the ball would have been gone normally.
As a matter of fact, there you see it. That was the 5th time this year that he's been sacked. Lowest in the NFL. Second down, 19. Big loss. Logan. Nice play by Chip Banks to get him down by the ankles. Boy, there's a guy that you got to say Banks had so much ability with Cleveland, and I don't know, Joe, if he's ever really truly lived up to it.
Well, Chip Banks right out here on the outside gets in here before the guard, Keith Sims, can get out there and block him. He gets around the guard and does a nice job of getting hold of Logan's ankle.
I mean, they had Banks built up as a Superman, and he went to Cleveland, had a couple of good years in San Diego, then had his personal problems. Ron Meyer says he's been a very good player here in Indianapolis. 3rd and 20. Hit by Harrod as Jensen goes down to the 16-yard line, short of the first down, and they'll have to call on Stoyanovich to come in and kick a field goal for Miami.
Yeah, he hit Jensen, but if you look at Clayton right here, he's going to go down the field and he'll be wide open right there, and Marino never gets the ball to him only because he doesn't see him. Look at Clayton down there past the 10-yard line, folks. Clayton was a little bit frustrated after that play.
Stoyanovich has not missed this year. He is 7 for 7. Scott Secules holds at the 25-yard line. It's an officially 34-yard field goal attempt now for Stoyanovich. And the Indiana University Hoosier bangs it through. There's been some pretty good homecomings here today. Cliff Odom, the former Colt, gets a touchdown, and Stoyanovich, the Indiana University grad, makes it 10-0.
On Wall Street, fortunes are won and lost and won again before 10:30. Amid the halls of ivy, the best ideas often come and go before 10:30. And on the back lots of Hollywood, love often blooms and fades before 10:30. which is why Federal Express delivers before 10:30 at more places around the country than anyone else. Federal Express, absolutely, positively the best in the business.
Barbecue? Sure, but summer's over. Baggett? McDonald's? Hey, McRib, all right. You know, I sure could go for some, fries and a Coke with that. A McRib pack, I'll take it. Hey, let's eat. Oops, better do it now, huh? McRib.
McDonald's!
For food, folks, and fun. Chomp.
He's coming!
Right on time. Watch your step, folks.
I'm so thirsty.
Look at that, a brand new steak.
You must have cost a bundle.
Well, that's why he's using Tonico Unleaded.
Won't have to worry about costly breakdowns. Yep, breakdowns out here in the Badlands can be real dangerous.
Averting daylight. Come on.
Have a good trip!
Conoco. Hottest brand going.
LA, KC, and Bo. No, Bo. Next Sunday.
Back at the Hoosier Dome, 12 seconds remaining in the first quarter. It's been all Miami. They lead 10-0. Pete Stoyanovich finished off the Miami drive. They went 13 plays, 51 yards. Took 8.5 minutes. And he finished it off with a 34-yard field goal, his 9th in a row. He's 8 for 8 this year, but go back to last year and add on his last field goal there. And he's 9 for 9. And obviously enjoying some TV time because he's taken a long time to get that ball up on the tee. Knew we were talking about it.
Well, Coach Schiller says take all the time you want, kick it into the end zone again, Stoyanovich, because that's where he got his last kick, all the way back to the end zone.
Back deep for Indianapolis, Stacy Simmons and Albert Bentley. Boy, look at that ball come through the lights there. And Simmons makes the catch, and for the second time now, he settles for a touchback, and it will be 1st and 10 Indianapolis at their own 20. Chris Jackie has nailed a field goal. The Packers lead. Don Smith scored for Buffalo, and they lead over New England. Now remember, Miami and Buffalo are tied at 5-1 in the AFC East. Houston still holding that field goal lead, and Steve Walsh threw to Eric Martin, and the Saints are on top of Detroit 7-0. And here in Indianapolis, 10-0 Miami. Cliff Odom, a fumble recovery in the end zone. On the Colts' first possession, the Dolphins jumped out 7-0, and Stoyanovich has just hit a 34-yard field goal. Indianapolis, it has been very quiet for this group, the Colts offense. Complete to the tight end, Pat Beach. And Beach makes the catch out to the 27-yard line. And that is the end of quarter number 1. For Miami, they're loving it so far. For Indianapolis, they hope the next 3 quarters are a lot better. We'll be back.
Liberty Mutual Insurance presents Legends of the Game. He played in 218 consecutive games and compiled 173 sacks. He was an All-Pro 9 times as a member of the Purple People Eaters and the Monsters of the Midway. Considered the quickest man ever to play the defensive tackle position. Who was this legend?
Liberty Mutual presents The Fire That Never Happened. Because we continually work to prevent fires, even to giving Liberty Mutual homeowners special insurance discounts when they install smoke detectors. Caring for people is why America believes in liberty.
Lovely evening. America believes in liberty. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Alan Page is the only defensive player ever to be named the NFL's most valuable player, a true legend of the game.
Just a reminder, proper maintenance with AC Delco parts can significantly reduce premature wrinkles. AC Delco, it's like buying time.
Jim Donovan along with Joe Namath. Jim Donovan along with Joe Namath back here at the Hoosier Dome. First quarter stats, there you see it. Look at that, the Colts, no first downs.
-2 rushing, even with Eric Dickerson. 1 turnover, of course, and 3:13 time of possession. Now, the Colts came into this game with the worst time of possession in the National Football League. And look at this scoring situation. My goodness, the bottom line, 64-20 in the second quarter, Jim.
Now, if I'm a weatherman, I'm not forecasting any kind of sunshine here in the second quarter for the Colts. So it is 2nd down and 3 as we start quarter number 2. Jack Trudeau, boy, in trouble with that snap, too. And Eric Dickerson carries for a first down out to the 34-yard line. Let's check in with New York right now, NFL Live, and we go to Bob Costas.
All right, Jim. Buffalo comes into Foxborough, winners of 4 in a row. Patriots have lost 4 straight. Don Smith over the top, stopped, but then he squirms in. Buffalo jumps in front 7-0. Pats march back, but Nate Odoms intercepts Steve Grogan in the end zone. It stays 7-zip Bills.
So Steve Grogan going for the Patriots today in that game. Miami and Buffalo came into this afternoon both with 5-1 records in the AFC Eastern Division. Nice catch out of the backfield by Albert Bentley, and Bentley is out to the 33-yard line. However, remember earlier in the season, Miami really clocked Buffalo down at Joe Robbie Stadium. Now, Albert Bentley makes the catch, and it would be 2nd down out at the 34-yard line. What about him, Joe? Bentley, kind of the forgotten man now with Dickerson back.
Well, on the right side of the screen, had Trudeau had this ball up a little higher, Bentley might have been able to get some yardage. Bentley certainly one of the most versatile backs in the National Football League. You know, he's from down in Florida there at, how do you say that? Immokalee, Florida.
Well, you should know that.
Yeah, it's an old Indian name, Immokalee.
2nd down 9. They only got 1. Here comes Jeff Cross on the pass rush. Oh, what a hit on Trudeau.
By Odom, I might add. Welcome back.
Let's watch this, and you listen to the actual hit by Odom on Trudeau.
Take a look. Trudeau forgets to keep looking downfield. That's called a solid lick in football. A good delivery by Cliff Odom.
What a day Cliff Odom is having. Jack Trudeau is still down as they attend to him. 40-year-old Joe Ferguson is warming up. We'll be back.
Before this, you never heard of cold filtered. Before this, you never heard of genuine draft taste in a bottle. Now hear this. Get out of the old, get into the cold.
Cold filter taste what it's all about. Never heat pasteurized, so the rich, smooth taste don't cook out. For those who discover its real draft taste, the world can be a very cool place.
Get out of the old, get into the cold. Miller Genuine Draft.
Bit by bit, putting it together. Piece by piece, the way to make an ideal work.
Behind every accomplishment is a document that bridges the gap between what can be and what will be.
Every moment's contribution, every detail plays a part. Putting it together, that's what counts.
Putting together documents that can change the world. Xerox, the document company.
Putting it together, putting it together.
In the final moments, Jacob Singer lived it all again.
Where are you taking me? Where am I?
The conspiracy he'll never uncover.
They're not telling us, son. We have to find out what it is.
You're in over your head, Mr. Singer.
The child he can't forget. The terror that never ends.
Where do you want to go?
For some, the most terrifying moment of life.
This is your home. You're dead.
Is the moment of death.
I'm alive.
Jacob's Ladder, rated R. Starts Friday at a theater near you.
She's a juror on a murder trial.
Scoggins didn't do it.
But the real killer may be sitting beside her.
He did it.
The jury formed.
If he is the killer.
What do you think he's going to do about it?
Now she could become the next victim.
You're terribly mistaken.
A world premiere thriller starring a different world's Jasmine Guy.
Hey.
She must expose a killer among us on NBC Monday.
We go down to the Indianapolis bench, and they continue to work over Jack Trudeau. Now, this is on tape as we show you that he is in some extreme pain. And then you can also see he's got a skinned elbow, but that's the least of his problems right now. They have just gotten him upright, and it's his right knee, it looks like.
I would think the whole right side of his body, left side too, would be numb. He absorbed the blow on the left side. I'm surprised that Trudeau didn't decide to get down on the ground before he took that hit.
So here's 40-year-old Joe Ferguson, now the oldest active player in the NFL, into the game. Dickerson drops him. And you heard the chorus of boos. And there is Jack Trudeau, and boy, he is in some pain, Joe, over there. That was the hit of the day around the league.
Big hit. Trudeau's got to feel awful. So here we see some Joe Ferguson numbers. 29,000 yards. 18 years, folks, he's played in the National Football League. I asked Joe Ferguson earlier how he does it. Joe works hard. He's been lifting weights since his collegiate days at Arkansas. He just keeps in great shape.
So Indianapolis will punt again. And Tony Martin is back deep to take back the Stark punt. Hits at the 30. A pretty good bounce for Stark inside the 20 at the 19-yard line. Jack Trudeau in a lot of pain. He's been knocked out here this afternoon. And the Colts trail 10-0.
Some people see shaving as something you do for 3 minutes a day. At Braun, we see it as something you do for a lifetime. And we think you should make the best of it. The Braun Shaver, with its 3 shaving positions. Designed for those who choose to make a virtue out of necessity. Braun, the world's #1 selling foil shaver.
Usually, I'm all business. But it looks like somebody wants to see a more colorful side to Joe Montana. One that I haven't shown before. Well, I guess you can't go wrong with Haynes. And besides, she does know my style better than anybody. I just hope she can control herself.
The red. Whoa, Joe.
The temperature never drops below Xerex. That's important to remember at a time like this, when it's very dark and very cold. Ah, you did remember Xerex Antifreeze. The temperature never drops below Xerex.
Pal, have you checked the batteries in the flashlight lately?
Yeah, sure. I'm tense. A reminder to check your batteries with the new copper top tester. It's free and only from Duracell.
NBC Sports coverage of the National Football League is brought to you by Braun Electric Shavers. It is through superior design that superior performance can be achieved. By Xerox, the document company. By Miller Genuine Draft, cold filtered for real draft taste. So get out of the old, get into the cold. And by the employee owners of Avis. We're trying harder than ever.
Jack Trudeau has just left the field here at the Hoosier Dome. And Jeff George, the rookie, is warming up, which is food for thought that he might be in there. 10-0, Miami leads. Sammy Smith is nailed by Harvey Armstrong.
Folks, right here, Trudeau, if he had his do-overs again, if I get to do it over, he's going to slide there. An NFL quarterback, certainly anyone that's been around for a while, does not challenge a linebacker this way. You just don't do it. A good running back doesn't challenge a linebacker without lowering his shoulder. And here you see Jack leaving the playing area right now, going inside to be examined by the doctors.
2nd down and 8. 2-yard gain for Sammy Smith. Here comes Logan, bouncing to the outside. Out to the 34-yard line. 1st down, Miami Dolphins. As Logan cut it up to the inside, bounced it out to the outside.
Well, the Dolphins haven't been getting a lot of sterling play from their tight end right here, Farrell Edmonds, but I want you to watch his block. He's going to block his defender all the way downfield and then stay with him. There's Edmonds right here in motion, blocking that defender, Bickett, all the way downfield. Just excellent extra effort.
13-yard run for Logan. And 1st down, Miami. 7th first down of the game. The Colts only have 1. To the 35-yard line, and a short gain there. Now let's check the Xerox 10-minute ticker. Green Bay maintaining their lead. Buffalo, Philadelphia up a touchdown. Cunningham to Tony for a touchdown pass. Jets lead 7-3 over Houston. Joe kind of pops up in the booth here for a second, and New Orleans holding on that touchdown pass by Steve Walsh to Eric Martin.
Well, Bruce Costler and his New York Jets have played some very competitive football this year. They lost a couple of heartbreakers. That team is on the rise.
Second down and 9. 10-0 Miami leading. Second quarter, 11:15 to go here in the first half. Marino to Clayton. Incomplete on the deflection, almost scooped up for the interception by Mike Pryor. Clayton played his high school football right here in the Indianapolis area at Cathedral High School here in Indianapolis.
Clayton will usually make this catch, too. He pressures downfield. Now he'll get inside of number 38, Daniels, and cuts across. The ball's a little bit high, but Clayton's able to get his hands on it. And normally he's going to hold on to that pass. Marino kind of threading the needle, you might say, sticking it right in there.
He's been high a couple of times now on passes. The report from the Indianapolis locker room is that Trudeau has an injured right knee. Third down and 9. Loses the ball. There's a flag thrown on the play. Let's see if they ran out of time.
Delay a game before the snap. Delay a game before the snap.
That's going to cost him 5 yards. Boy, what a hit Jim Jensen took anyhow.
That's before the snap.
He took one, but this is a good break for Jensen and his Miami Dolphins. Jensen never did hold on to the ball long enough, I don't think, for completion. But it'd be a punting situation now if the Dolphins didn't get this delay of game.
Don Shula says that Jensen's struggling a little bit, right?
Well, you know, he missed a lot of time, missing training camp and contract negotiations. And Coach Shula feels that you really need to be in there. Jensen needs to be in there, getting his reps every day in practice, getting his timing down. Jensen's going to get much better than he is at this point. He needs to get his timing down even better than it is now.
It's third down and 14, and so from the shotgun, they go with 4 wide receivers. Screen pass to Jensen. Oh, what a hit.
I'm not sure Jensen's happy to be back.
Keith Taylor came right up, and he loved it. I mean, Jensen was there like a mannequin for him to make that hit, wasn't he?
Well, I know when Jensen was holding out in negotiations, he knew he had a tough job. That's why he wanted a decent paycheck. But I don't think he envisioned these kind of plays this season. What a terrific hit by the strong safety Taylor.
Boy, there have been some hits in this one early. First punt for Roby today, remember, was 56 yards. And he actually set up that Miami touchdown as he pinned Indianapolis back inside the 1. Here's Verdane. Good pursuit down the field by the Dolphins. Tackle on the play made by Kerry Glenn. Some celebration by the Dolphins special teams. 9:48 to go in the half. We'll be back.
Heard from an old student. Remember Brian McKenna? Smart kid.
Good ball player. Great hands.
Where's he going to college? He's not.
Too bad.
Studying aviation electronics.
But you said...
In the Navy. Then college.
The Navy College Fund in Montgomery, GI Bill. Over $25,000 for your college education.
You and the Navy.
Like I said, smart kid.
Full speed ahead.
Some people think it's a great idea for you to buy a second-rate antifreeze. Not all antifreeze is the same. Nothing beats Presto. And that's something you might appreciate down the road.
In Killarney, legend says take a deep breath after it rains and that fresh, clean feeling will last the rest of your journey. There's a bit of this in every bar of Irish Spring. Ah, the lost and fresh scent of Irish Spring. The Irish never quit.
When it's your business, you do what you have to do. For example, if a customer needs something in a hurry and you have to unload the truck yourself, you do it. That's what an owner does for a customer. That's why I rent cars from Avis.
Avis is the only major rent-a-car company owned by its employees, and they're trying harder with Roving Rapid Return, a computerized drop-off system now at more locations than ever, to get you on your way faster.
They say that you can't please everybody. I say an owner's sure gonna try.
Avis, we're trying harder than ever.
Mel Gibson. Danny Glover. Lethal Weapon on NBC tonight.
Well, Ron Meyer is in a peck of trouble here this afternoon. His Colts trail 10-0. They're laying an egg here in the first half, but they've been doing that all season long in the first half. We asked him yesterday, are you under fire? Is your job in jeopardy? And he said, hey, my owner's like every other owner in the NFL. He wants to win. And they're not winning right now. Joe Ferguson starts his first full series, and he hands it off to Eric Dickerson, and Dickerson goes out to the 40-yard line, tackled by the linebacker David Griggs. Next Sunday, NBC is the place to be for a great football doubleheader beginning at 12:30 Eastern with NFL Live. Then most of you will see the two-sport sensation, Bo Jackson. And the AFC West leading LA Raiders wage war with the second-place Kansas City Chiefs at Arrowhead Stadium. Then in the second half of our doubleheader, the AFC's #1 offense, the Houston Oilers, air it out against Jim Everett and the LA Rams. All right here on NBC next Sunday. Second down at 6. Dickerson looking. Nothing there. Hugh Green made the stop for the Dolphins.
Well, Dickerson's timing can't be as good as you'd like it. There's Hugh Green. He's certainly developed into one of the better players on the defense. But watch Dickerson hesitate here when he gets the ball. You'd think he'd jump through a hole, but there are 3 defenders. Cliff Odom, 93, is standing right in the hole. There's really nowhere for Dickerson to go.
And again, when Dickerson exited the Colts offensive huddle to the sidelines, a sarcastic cheer went up. Third down at 6. Just 1 second, Charlie. That's going to be intercepted. Jarvis Williams. And he brings it back to the Indianapolis Colts 47-yard line. Kevin Call is trying to get his good shoulder and his right hand loose to start laying it on Lifford Hobley.
Kevin Call, the offensive tackle, called the Creature. He goes 6'7", folks, but he has his left arm strapped down. He's a good offensive tackle. Let's take a look at what happens. Now, Joe Ferguson will drop back and roll to your left on the screen. He has Stanley Morgan open, but he overthrows the ball here. Right here, you see? And there's where Jarvis Williams brings it down for the good return. Let's see if we can follow number 29 as well. He lays a pretty good block on Call, but then...
well, you know, actually, it's Call right there who's keeping the play going out of bounds.
Yeah, well, you know, offensive linemen don't get very many chances to make tackles. You know, he's I'm the Creature, I'll tackle you out of bounds. That wasn't a dirty play. I think his momentum just carried him that way.
Farrell Edmonds in motion from the 47 now after the interception. Marino right up top. There's that pass play to Page. He fumbles. Here goes Taylor. Touchdown. Check it. It's Good. Chris Good for the score. And Indianapolis on the board.
Chris Good, who is starting today in place of the maligned cornerback, Alan Grant, just turns in a big play. This can do a world of wonders for the momentum of this game and the Colts.
Well, that will get you back in it in a hurry. Their offense has been able to do nothing so far. And Good comes up with the fumble recovery after Page got hit by Chip Banks. Picked it up and went 54 yards for the score. Up and good. A big turnaround in the game. Chris Good picks up a fumble and scores. We'll be right back.
To understand Japan, you have to understand its customs, its mystery, its people. You have to know what makes a good impression and what offends. For over 40 years, we've been learning about Asia. So in addition to convenient daily service to Japan, we can give you something no other U.S. airline can. The insight that comes after 40 years of helping people do business in Asia.
I accept the time machine I had 40 years. Cold filtered, never heat pasteurized Miller Genuine Draft.
Don't worry, Judy. I'm sure the future will be a very cool place.
For those who discovered its real draft taste, the world is a very cool place.
It works.
Now, Norelco has taken a razor that was seemingly perfect and made it better by giving you a new level of closeness without giving up any of our legendary comfort. Norelco's patented lift and cut system has been improved to lift each hair and cut it even closer without the blades touching your skin, giving you an even closer shave with the same incredible comfort. The new Norelco, a whole new level of closeness and comfort.
The Los Angeles Lakers. The San Antonio Spurs. Magic Johnson pays a visit to Mr. Robinson's neighborhood. It's the season premiere of the NBA on NBC.
Hey, the station with the peacock, what can I say?
Back here at the Hoosier Dome, Chris Good has gotten the Indianapolis Colts back into the game. He picked up a fumble by Tony Page of the Dolphins and raced 54 yards with it for a touchdown. And the score, the Dolphins 10, the Colts 7 with 8:07 to go here in the first half. Here comes Mark Higgs from his own 2-yard line. Nice run back out to the 29-yard line. 27-yard return for Higgs.
Okay, right here's Tony Page, right here is Chip Banks, and right here is Chris Good. Now, watch what happens. We're going to see Page get the ball. He'll have it on the right side. Banks comes off his coverage, the top of the screen, to jar the ball loose. Actually, it looked like it just slipped out of Page's hands. And then 37, Chris Good says, "Thank you very much, let me go." You take another look at it, the ball just slips. Look at the right hand. See that? Chip Banks got his left arm in there to knock the ball loose from Tony Page, so Chris Good could take it the distance.
1st and 10, Marino to throw. Sammy Smith with a flag down. At the 35-yard line, a flag is thrown back at the 29, and it's against Miami. Well, and suddenly things are slipping away a little bit from the Dolphins.
Oh, momentum. You know, I saw the Higgs make a nice return on the kickoff. You'd think they'd get Miami's momentum back, but...
Holding, 74, offense, 10 yards, first down.
Mark Dennis, the starting right tackle, hit with the holding penalty.
So it's going to make it a 1st down and 20 situation. Certainly the momentum's in favor right now of the Colts. And I'm going to be interested to see later on, by the way, Jim, when the Colts get the ball, if they're still this close at 10-7, if they don't go with their rookie quarterback, Jeff George. They say he's all right.
Well, he says he's all right. He wants to go. All right, 1st and 20 after the holding penalty from the 19-yard line. Roll out, Marino. Nice catch by Clayton up high at the 28-yard line. Tackled by Eugene Daniel. We go to New York right now. NFL Live update, and here's Bob Costas.
All right, Jim, here's how the Jets took the lead at Houston. Al Toon on the receiving end of what turns out to be a 42-yard touchdown pass from Ken O'Brien. The deep drop off the play-action fake. Now watch the running Toon does as he fakes Chris Dishman out of his shoes. Into the end zone he goes. It's 7-3 New York.
Thanks, Bob. 7 minutes to go here in our first half. 10-7 Miami. Neither offense has scored yet in this game. We have 2 defensive touchdowns and a nice pass by Marino to Duper. And Mark Duper makes the catch at the 47-yard line and a Miami 1st down. So the holding penalty doesn't hurt Miami. Remember, they had 1st and 20, and they sawed off 10 yards on the first play and then go out to the 47-yard line. All right, it's tied. Igwe Bigwe has kicked the field goal, the tying field goal for Minnesota. Buffalo leads 14-0. Thurman Thomas has scored there. Philadelphia leads 7-0. There's the Jets score that Bob updated you on, and Detroit's gotten on the board, and it's 7-7. Dolphins lead 10-7. Marino has them 1st and 10. And his own 47-yard line. Here's Page. Took the play back up to the inside. Bickett brings him down at the Indianapolis 44-yard line. He picks up 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd and 1.
Huge hole on the right side of the offensive line. Tony Page, you come across the backfield. Now look at him cut back. Jeff Harrod, 54, the linebacker, overruns the play. Can't get his hands on him. Then Bickett comes from the backside to make it. Hey, an 8-yard gain for Tony Page. My goodness, he'd take that every time.
It is 2nd down and 1. Give you an injury update on Jack Trudeau after this play. First down Miami, as banging through is Sammy Smith to the 40-yard line. All right, bad news for the Colts quarterback Jack Trudeau. He has about as bad a ligament tear as you can have.
Coach Myers has had awful bad luck here in Indianapolis with his quarterbacks over the years. They've had about 16 different quarterbacks in here. There's Jeff George, number 11, sitting on the bench, contemplating his future. Does he want to get out there and get those kind of hits?
Now remember, in his first game against Buffalo, he went out in the 4th quarter with a concussion. Then against Houston, he suffered that abdominal strain that has kept him on the bench. And now they lose Trudeau. First down Miami. Smith. He's got a little hop in his step here today, Joe, as Sammy Smith brings it down for another Miami first down at the 26-yard line.
You know, we mentioned Mark Duper having a good season as a receiver. You watch him go downfield and maintain his block on that cornerback. He's going to help Sammy Smith get some yardage here. Look at Duper in that cornerback space. He can't make the play. That's an extra 7 or 8 yards because of Mark Duper's blocking.
11 first downs here in the first half for the Dolphins. The Colts have only 1, and yet it's only a 3-point game. Miami leads 10-7. 4:12 left here in the first half. Here's Tony Page again with a flag down, and he brings it down inside the Indianapolis 15 to the 12-yard line. Fred Young on the tackle, but there is a penalty marker down.
Well, the Colts are going to have to find a way to get some more pressure on Marino.
12 men on the field. Defense. Penalty is declined. First down.
Well, we had 12 men up there. Let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Gee, I only count 10. I think they got a bad deal. I don't know. They say there's 12 of them out there. I don't see them.
There were 2 in the back that were on a coffee break and had just come back in.
I see.
They were down by the goal line. 1st and 10. The ball at the 12-yard line. As they take the play. Sammy Smith with Page leading the way. And he gets 2 yards down to the 10-yard line. And again, Fred Young and Jeff Harrod on the stop for the Colts. What about Sammy Smith, Joe? Now, there has been some talk that, you know, he gets nicked up a little bit, that he doesn't run as hard, and yet today he looks very good.
Well, he has been nicked up. Ankle injuries, a bump, a bruise here and there, but the kind of injuries he's had, you'd like for your running back to be able to play through, and almost as important, practice. You know, when he doesn't practice, his timing with the offensive line isn't there. He's not as quick come game day. So if you can keep Smith healthy, the more reps he gets, the better he's going to play.
They're at the 10-yard line. Marino changing the play right now. Tony Page takes it at the 7, down to the 5. They're short of the first down by a couple of yards. Dwayne Bickett and Harrod tackle Page. Page has been the safety valve all afternoon long.
I was going to say, when is Bill Muir, the defensive coordinator for the Colts, going to start clamping down on Page? They keep throwing to him. Bickett, number 50, was all the way inside chasing Farrell Edmonds, the tight end. There's our defensive coordinator for the Colts, Bill Muir, the back of him anyway. He's got to get Bickett or those outside linebackers, Banks as well, to drop off and get on to Tony Page.
3rd down and 2 from the 4. Marino throws, touchdown. Jim Jensen. And the guy they like to call Mr. 3rd down, Jim Jensen, gets the touchdown on 3rd down. And Miami gets the first offensive touchdown of the afternoon.
Ron Meyer has to be disappointed in a defense that didn't perform well last week against Denver. And once again, now they had momentum on their side, the Colts, and Coach Meyer saw his defense just, they were taken apart. Then Crash Jensen takes it in the end zone.
So Stoyanovich will go for the extra point right now. That's Jensen's first touchdown of the season. And Marino's 7th touchdown pass. Sounded like a cannon when Stoyanovich let it go, didn't it? 17-7. Miami back on top by 10.
Jim Jensen on the bottom of your screen, number 11, right on the hash mark now, is going to run down and just turn to the inside as he gets over the goal line. Number 54, Harrod, doesn't get over there quickly enough. His drop was too deep. He should never allow him to get into the end zone. Once again, we're going to go right here. Let me do that over again. We're going to go right here with Jensen. He's going to go up, and Harrod doesn't get back quickly enough. Or he actually gets too deep, Harrod. He should never get that deep. What is Harrod doing in the end zone?
Nice drawing, Joe, right there with the beautiful eraser section there as you scribbled that off. Excellent containment of poise. Now, the discussion over there, I think they're saying, who wants to go in?
Ah, that's right. Oh, Joe will go in. I'll tell you what, 18 years, that number 12 right there has taken a lot of licks, and he's been tough.
Now, you two, before the game, were talking about the day that you played in the game when no one could complete a pass, right?
Oh, sure. At about 74, Rich Stadium in Buffalo. It was in the fourth quarter before Joe or I completed a pass. It was an awful, rainy, windy day. Right now, though, Ferguson is a little angry about the overthrow he had. He had an open receiver in Stanley Morgan and missed him. I'm sure Ferguson would love to get back in there.
2:02 to go here in the first half. Miami by 10. Simmons is finally going to get a chance to return one from his own 2. And Kerry Glenn hits him over the 20 to the 23-yard line. And we have 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Less than that now. 1:53 left, and the rookie Jeff George is coming in when we come back.
We built this business
to help you relax and unwind.
Built this business
To bring water to your home.
We built this business to build your life.
ITT built these businesses into leaders. We built them by taking care of people.
We built this business. We built this business to build your dreams. We built this business.
Now, every time you use the American Express card, you could win a trip anywhere. To do anything. Because American Express is giving away $10,000 dream weekends. One a day, every day for the rest of the year. Every time you use the card, you have another chance to win. Only with the American Express card. Don't leave home without it.
When you're out street hiking, you better know how to read the terrain. Do your best to preserve the wildlife, because street hikers don't just walk, they hike.
It's back! The Domino's Pepperoni Pizza Feast is back! More pepperoni and extra cheese for only $7.99. And another one for just $4 more. But only for a limited time.
Domino's Pizza.
Call now.
Domino's Pizza.
We have 1:53 left here in the first half. I'm Jim Donovan along with Joe Namath from the Hoosier Dome. Rookie quarterback, top pick in the NFL draft, Jeff George. A lot of people said the Colts sold the farm to get him. They gave up Andre Rison, Chris Hinton, draft choices to the Atlanta Falcons. He started the season, went out injured a couple of times. Now he's in for the injured Jack Trudeau, who ripped up his right knee badly today on a hit by former Colt Cliff Odom when Trudeau was scrambling to the sideline. So George is back in there. Albert Bentley, I'll tell you something, that Miami defense gets to the ball very well. Our NFL Live headlines now from our show at 12:30 Eastern Time. Bill Walsh says that the Browns need to win or play well against San Francisco today, or Bud Carson is gone. We'll get you the rest of those headlines in a moment as the Colts go no huddle. And the pass completed to Bentley once again. Let's go back now. Dexter Manley, Will McDonough says he's tested clean over his year-long drug banishment. And Donald Igwe-Buikwe, the Vikings kicker, who has kicked a field goal today, might be indicted for drug trafficking. Here's George looking and throwing incomplete. Throws right over the head of Dolphin linebacker Hugh Green. And that's it for George. It will be 4th down, and Indianapolis will have to give up the ball with 1:06 left.
There's no way Coach Myers is pleased with the way things are going. Now, you have a rookie quarterback. I don't care how good you are. You're not going to play well in your first year in the NFL.
Coming up at halftime, Bob Costas, Will McDonough, O.J. Simpson with all the scores and highlights on this Sunday in the NFL. There's the gang ready to go.
Yeah. You know, I guess Marino played pretty well his first year, didn't he? He's an exception.
Ron Stark's punt. Tony Martin takes it back at the 19-yard line. Good open field tackle there by Kurt Larson. 56 seconds remaining here in the first half. We'll see what Marino can do right there.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Let's go back, though, to the Indianapolis series, Joe. Jeff George just comes in, and you're putting it up all the time. You're putting it up 3 times on the play. You're going for points right away. Now, you know, he hasn't played in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, but, you know...
Plus, you've given Miami the ball back now with 56 seconds left.
Which Miami will be very prudent in what they do. They won't be just throwing it up in the air. I promise you, number 12 right there, Joe Ferguson, would love to be back out there. He hates being taken out right now after throwing an interception. Jeff George is just not the polished quarterback. And, you know, he wasn't rated as highly as the Colts rated him with every other team in the NFL. There were a lot of surprises that he was taken first.
Let's see what Marino does with this time, and he finds Jim Jensen on first down to the 29-yard line. Clock running, 48 seconds left. Miami has all of their timeouts left. So they're right back up to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, but I think they're asking for trouble here. With the time the way it is, they should be happy with that 17-point lead, that 10-point lead.
Marino goes down, sacked for the second time today, as Wayne Pickett gets him back at the 26-yard line. And that will be the 6th time this year that Marino's gone down. And he wants a timeout. So does that man. 33 seconds left to go here in the first half. Miami in control by 10. We'll be right back.
Attackers can hide under cars, so check underneath as you approach. Keep a small flashlight on your keyring to help you see, or ask someone to walk you to your car. Learn more in the driver security book, free from Shell.
Coach Shula is showing an awful lot of confidence in his offense. With a 10-point lead, sometimes you say, all right, let's get out of this half, and we'll come back the second half. We'll take our 10 and run. But Coach Shula, with 2 more timeouts in his offense, has a lot of confidence in Dan Marino's selection and where to throw the ball. He wants to get more points.
As Joe said, the Dolphins have 2 timeouts left. Marino to the middle, and he throws the ball behind Mark Duper. As it looks like there might have been a mix-up on the pass route there. Duper cut to the inside, and the ball was thrown to the outside.
But see what they've done now, the Dolphins, Jim. There's 29 seconds left. The Dolphins have to punt, and the Colts still have 3 timeouts left.
Yeah.
You know, the Dolphins could have run the clock on first down running play, second down running play, or whatever, and not given the Colts a chance to come back with a score. Now Coach Shula's got to worry about his defense and stopping the Colts.
You see him right there? He went to Duper. What happened on that pass route? Yeah. Reggie Roby to punt.
Okay. John, by the way.
Clarence Verdun is back deep. This is very returnable. He can't find any room. David Briggs was down there. 43-yard punt, 5-yard return, 17 seconds to go here in the first half. 17-7 Dolphins lead in the game.
I'll tell you, special teams coach of the Dolphins, Mike Westhoff, has to be happy with that coverage. George knows he has 17 seconds left to work. He doesn't want to get a turnover. I would think the best thing for George to do is to try and hit the 15, 20-yard pass over the middle right now. They have 2 timeouts to work, and there's more room in the middle of the field, so he should try to get something down the field toward the middle.
He's got Eric Dickerson in the backfield with him. Thompson with a shotgun. They'll give it to Dickerson. And he'll pad his rushing totals as he goes out to the 50-yard line, and then Bill Brooks goes to the official and calls a timeout. A 15-yard run by Dickerson, and now you have 9 seconds left.
Well, we'll take a look at the run. On the left top is Dickerson. He'll get the ball and run to the left, around across. Now, the Dolphins love to see this, given the time element and all. They don't mind Dickerson making some yardage in this case. They've run off some time. There are only 9 seconds left in the half.
40-second timeout.
Bob McElwee telling us 42nd timeout. Dickerson has 23 yards on 7 rushes so far this afternoon. Isn't it amazing, the Miami defense, how they have come back and completely turned around their defense? You could normally just run the football on them all day.
Well, that's the old defense, Jim. The Dolphins have 5 new faces, as we mentioned, on that defense. Both cornerbacks, Odom, you got Oglesby, who's certainly not in the game today, and David Griggs has been doing a great job at linebacker, so we're looking at a different Miami defense.
9 seconds to go in the half. Colts have 2 timeouts left. George pumps one in there, and as a deflection, Albert Bentley almost ended up with the ball. Originally, Bill Brooks had it. The ball was knocked away by McKyer and Rodney Thomas, and then on one of those crazy deflections, Bentley almost ended up with it. 3 seconds to go.
3 seconns to go, and I saw Coach Meyer ask for a timeout. I don't know how many things you could talk over with 3 seconds left, except let's throw the ball deep. You know, you send 3 or 4 receivers downfield, you put it up for grabs. That's the only play they could have now. Larry Keenan, the offensive coordinator of the Colts, talking with the young Jeff George, but hey, this is not a complicated deal, folks. You just throw the ball about 1.5 miles downfield and hope for a good bounce.
Stardom in the Olympics, football and baseball earned Jim Thorpe the title Greatest Athlete of the First Half of the Century. Is Bo Jackson on his way to today's title of Greatest Athlete? Next Sunday on NFL Live, O.J. Simpson visits with the 2-sport superstar Bo Jackson in a candid, revealing interview. It's NFL Live next Sunday at 12:30 Eastern, only on NBC Sports. And we'll be checking in with our NFL Live crew at halftime for all the scores and highlights. Bo Jackson, like you've never seen him before. That's next Sunday. 3 seconds to go. Here in the first half, Jeff George steps up. Jeff Cross right on him. Is it intercepted, or does Bill Brooks have it? It's intercepted. And that's the end of the first half. Jarvis Williams comes up with his 2nd interception of the afternoon. And the Miami Dolphins lead at halftime here at the Hoosier Dome, 17-7. Now let's go to New York right now to NFL Live, and here's Bob Costas. Right now as the Miami Dolphins have it up on the tee, ready to go here for the start of the second half. Here's Stoyanovich. He had a field goal in the first half from 34 yards. And the second half underway here from the Hoosier Dome. Stacy Simmons takes it back into the end zone, and once again it will be a touchback. 1st and 10 for Indianapolis at their own 20.
Well, we take a look at these halftime stats right now. The total yards certainly tell the tale here, as well as the time of possession. Look at that time of possession, 22 minutes and change to 7 and change. The Dolphins have completely controlled this game, and I really don't expect Jeff George to be that efficient this second half against a Dolphin defense that's not making mistakes. Field position, you wonder? Well, look, this is where field position comes into play. They've started at their own 1, inside their own territory each and every time. So the Dolphins defense and special teams are doing a whale of a job.
A fumble and 2 interceptions. Dickerson bounces outside, but T.J. Turner makes the stop at the 20-yard line. Let's go back now. First half, Jack Trudeau running to the sideline.
Number 93, Cliff Odom, delivers a lick on Trudeau, who really should have bought the turf here. You do not challenge linebackers in the NFL if you're a quarterback. And he tore his cruciate ligaments, I've been told, in his right knee. There's Cliff Odom. It was quite a story, you know. We'll get back to Cliff Odom.
2nd down and 10. Dickerson got nothing on first down. Jesse Hester in motion. Blitz from the outside by Griggs. He finds Hester. And a 15-yard pass play out to the 35-yard line. Hugh Green on the tackle, along with Offerdahl for the Dolphins.
Jesse Hester, new life in the NFL, missed a year, he's back, his confidence is up. He used to really get down when he'd drop a pass, emotionally he'd get down. He said he's matured in this area, and the way Jeff George just delivered that pass, that's the way the Colts want him to throw the ball.
1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. Out of the backfield, Dickerson takes it to the 43. Tackle made on the play by Cliff Odom, but Indianapolis with that quick pass to Dickerson, and they get some pretty good yardage on 1st down.
On the right side of the screen, number 29 collects the pass, and then Odoms is there to make the tackle. Now, you see, the last time these two teams played, we mentioned earlier, Dickerson caught 9 passes. 9 passes, a career high. Now, today he's caught a couple of few passes, but nothing approaching the 9 number.
Now, that was in a game last year, a 42-13 Indianapolis win over the Dolphins. Dickerson running this time. 1 yard out to the 44-yard line. And it will be 3rd down coming up for the Indianapolis Colts. Hey, be sure to be with us next Saturday for the premiere of NBA basketball here on NBC. League MVP Magic Johnson, along with James Worthy and sharpshooter Byron Scott, lead the Lakers into Mr. Robinson's neighborhood to battle David Robinson and the San Antonio Spurs. That's the NBA season premiere next Saturday at 3 o'clock Eastern, only on NBC Sports. So the NBA tips it off next week. 3rd down and 1. Oh, everybody jumped. The tight end, Pat Beach, jumped. And George got hit by Hugh Green, and there was a second flag thrown. 81, Pat Beach definitely jumped off.
I think the penalty initially would have been against the Colts. Let's hear what the referee says.
False start, 81 offense. Personal foul, 55 defense. The false start is disregarded. 15-yard penalty assessed.
Well, a break for the Colts. Here's where the false start occurs right there. That's Pat Beach, and he jumps whenever the ball is snapped. And then we're going to see number 55 continue on in. Hugh Green and lasso the quarterback or just jump on his back. That's the penalty that will be assessed.
Biting his lip there, Don Shula on the sideline, steaming about that series of events. There's Tom Olivadotti, the defensive coordinator, who's done such a sensational job here in Miami.
He mixes his defenses beautifully. He says the key to being a good defensive coordinator is know when not to be too strategic. If something's working for you, stick with it.
He said, if I'm making a lot of defensive calls, we're losing. 1st down at the 41. Here comes Briggs from the outside, and he forces George to throw the ball a little quicker than he wanted to, and he sails it over the head of Jesse Hester.
George is not going to have an easy time of it. You folks might wonder, well, why? Why can't he get out there and throw that ball? Here his protection's pretty good. He gets a little pressure from the left right now. But a quarterback, folks, has so many things going through his mind. The play that he gets from the sideline, the formation he has to put with the play. He's going up to the line of scrimmage thinking about his snap count. And then he's confronted with NFL defenses that do their best to confuse a young quarterback.
Well, they're trying to cash in right now on that penalty called against Hugh Green for roughing up on George. 2nd and 10 from the 41. Looking long for Stanley Morgan. Incomplete. Ball was thrown to the wrong side of Morgan. McKyer on the coverage for Miami.
Well, McKyer did a good job on Morgan. Morgan took that route inside, and George threw the ball to the outside. There's McKyer, who is one of the bright spots on this Miami defense. The defense has really gotten better at the cornerback position. You'll see on the right, McKyer has Morgan inside, the ball's thrown outside where George normally expects his receiver to be. So I would give credit to McKyer for that coverage.
McKier's been a bit of a character for Tom Aladadati to get used to say the least. He does some things, I guess you'd say he ad-libs on a few plays when they're in a certain defense.
Number 1.
Indianapolis has to call a timeout here. They just couldn't get the play in. Play clock was running down on them, and then they were uncertain. There was no way they could get the play off. When we come back, it will be 3rd down and 10 for the Colts at the Miami 41, down by 10.
Most important aspect for a good pass rusher is you have to have at least 4 or 5 moves and use them like a chess match. I've just cornered the market on a move called the club. It's all set up by me making a hard step outside and then club him and come back inside. The word that I would like to use is relentless. You can have 2 or 3 guys blocking you, but if you keep coming, if you never say die, then good things will happen for you.
Honda. It's the finer points that make the difference.
Spend less time at the pump.
National Football League is brought to you by Honda, maker of fine quality automobiles. Test drive a Honda at your local dealer today. By State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And by Hertz. We never forget who made us #1. We're Hertz. We're America's wheels.
Welcome back to the Hoosier Dome. Jim Donovan and Joe Namath. 11:36 left here in the 3rd quarter. Jeff George has called a timeout, so they have 2 left here in the 2nd half. Talked it over with Ron Meyer and Larry Kennan, the offensive coordinator. It's 3rd down and 10 from the Miami 41 with Jesse Hester moving down the line in motion. It's a screen pass set up, and it was almost intercepted by Larson. Carl Larson almost picked the ball off as Jeff George on a screen pass that just had all kinds of traffic in front of it.
On the left side of the screen, it just doesn't develop. Bentley tries to get out and trips up a bit, and then Lifford Hobley nearly gets his hands in there too. That was really Wilson, number 77, the defensive end for the Miami Dolphins, saw that screen pass coming all the way.
So that drive fizzles for the Colts, and Ron Stark will punt. He'll try and put this one out inside the 20. Almost hits the roof. He called for a fair catch. Jarvis Williams with the fair catch at the 10-yard line. Kick off your night on NBC with the critically acclaimed new series, Light Stories, followed by a one-hour special World Series MVP, Jose Rijo, Darryl Strawberry, David Letterman, Bart Simpson, Sylvester Stallone, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and more on Sunday night with Larry King. Then Mel Gibson and Danny Glover star in Lethal Weapon, all tonight on NBC. All of that and more with Larry King tonight.
Right. Don't you just love that Mel Gibson, though? You know, you go to the movies, you see this guy, you got to like him. He's a terrific actor. I'll bet the ladies out there kind of like him a bit, too.
Dan Marino, 1st and 10 from his 10. First possession, 2nd half for the Dolphins. Sammy Smith finds good running room onto the 16-yard line. Now let's check the Hertz 10-minute ticker. Green Bay up by 7. Buffalo leading over New England 14-3. Dallas on the board with a field goal, but still trail the Eagles. The Jets hanging on 7-6. That's at Houston. And New Orleans leads on a Morton Anderson field goal, 10-7. And with 11 minutes to go, and under that now, here in the 3rd quarter, Miami by 10 over Indianapolis, 17-7. Dolphins into the game at 5-1. Indianapolis at 2-4. Miami's best start since 1984. 2nd and 4. Right back to Smith. And 4 Colts have to bring him down as Sammy Smith gets a first down to the 23-yard line. Finally brought down by Fred Young.
Well, on the right side of your screen, the 2 rookies fire off the ball and blow John Hand out of the way, and Sammy Smith jumps through the hole there beautifully before Harrod can get him. Those 2 rookies on the left side, Richmond Webb and Keith Sims for the Miami Dolphins, have been opening holes for Smith. He has a 55 yards already, a 5-yard average, and 11 carries.
He comes out for a breather. Mark Logan comes in, and it's a first down for Miami. They give to Logan. He finds a good chunk of yardage out over the 25 to the 28-yard line. Dwayne Bickett brings him down. Miami's got nice balance with this guy in there. Logan, another Plan B free agent. They did well in Plan B, didn't they? Logan actually comes out of the Cincinnati system. Came to Miami, signed with them, made the team, and impressed Don Shula last year in a game against Houston when they were getting blown out late in the game. In the House of Pain, he took a kickoff, 97 yards for a touchdown. Second down, 5. With Tony Page leading the way, Logan goes over the 30 to the 31. Who's the lead blocker, Page?
Well, Page tried to get out there on Jeff Herrard that last time, but Page couldn't get the kind of block he's been getting so far, and Herrard was able to make the play. You watch number 49 coming from left to the right of your screen. He's leading the ball carrier, Logan, now. Now, there's Herrard, 54. Page just gets to his outside a little bit. Actually, I think Daniels, the cornerback, did more damage in stopping the run than Herrard did.
It's third down. Jim Jensen is in, and 4 other wide receivers. Tony Martin makes the catch. First down, Dolphins at their own 43-yard line. Mike Pryor brings him down along with Alan Grant.
Well, I tell you, Alan Grant, you mentioned, the rookie out of Stanford. Last week, he had some problems at the cornerback position. Anytime Dan Marino sees this number 26 one-on-one, he's going to try to go against the rookie. Here, there's just a little inside move by Martin, and he just pulls away from the rookie enough to make the big completion.
Boy, when we talked to Alan Grant yesterday, he was a frustrated young rookie out of Stanford. He said he spent extra time this week watching films of the Dolphin wide receivers. He had a very tough afternoon last Sunday against Denver. To the sideline, Duper makes the catch. 2 feet down at the 40-yard line. Marino down, but helped up by Harvey Armstrong.
Remarkable play. Duper beautifully kept his feet in bounds, and Marino put the ball where no one else could get it. Good protection, but Marino will take a lick after he gets hit. Look where Duper comes down, how close to the sideline. He keeps both of his feet in nicely. Watch this. Now that's a true pro there, boy. Very nice camera work showing us Duper's expertise in getting his feet down.
He got 16 on that play. Now Sammy Smith back in the line to the 36. And you know, Joe, you get the feeling that Indianapolis needs a big play here pretty soon. If Miami gets another score, it's a long way back for Ron Meyer.
Sure, well, Meyer's got to be concerned. His defense didn't stop Denver very well last week. Sure, in the middle of the game they did, but not when it counted down the stretch and at the beginning. So Coach Meyer's got to wonder what's happening with his defense.
Well, he said that they were a step slow, and they look all of that here this afternoon. 6:54 left here in the third quarter. Looking long. Sails it over the head of Clayton. Coverage by Eugene Daniel.
Oh, yeah. Dan Marino would like to have that one back. Clayton put a little stop-and-go move on Eugene Daniel that time. Marino showing that he's a little bit confused. The left side of this here is Clayton. Now, you watch. He's going to go down and put a little stop move on that'll freeze the cornerback right here. Yes, and then he's going to run by him with that sudden burst of speed, but Dan Marino's a little off target, overthrowing his receiver.
You know, this crowd wants to get into this game.
Oh, they'd love to get into the game.
And it's third down, so you hear them again. Now, they want a big play here. Tony Martin drops the ball. He would have had a first down right at the 30-yard line. Eugene Daniel was there, but Martin should have had that ball, and it will be fourth down.
At the top of your screen, number 89, the ball bounces off him. Now, Eugene Daniel's in good position there. Martin may have made the first down. Certainly should have caught the pass. Yeah, that's a drive stopper, Jim. That's the kind of play that you don't want to make as a receiver, an offensive player, because your team had a great drive going.
54-yard field goal attempt for Stoyanovich. 8 for 8 this year. He's hit his last 9 in a row. His long this year is 51 yards. It's good. 54-yard field goal for Pete Stoyanovich. To say he got all of this one is an understatement. He knows it. 27 Miami.
On Wall Street, fortunes are won and lost and won again before 10:30. Amid the halls of ivy, the best ideas often come and go before 10:30. And on the back lots of Hollywood, love often blooms and fades before 10:30. Which is why Federal Express delivers before 10:30 at more places around the country than anyone else. Federal Express, absolutely, positively the best in the business.
Chicagoan Don Klusendorf loves his company car. According to Don, a salesman who's always on the road, he needs the immense amount of room his new Honda Accord provides for his impressive 6-foot 5-inch frame, and of course, his samples. Now that is not just a lot of hot air.
I'm State Farm Agent Jeff Libby. One of the most gratifying parts of my job is helping young parents, people who are just beginning to understand what life insurance is all about. Young couples don't need a sales talk. They just need to talk to someone who understands them and their life insurance needs. Now, I know what that promise of security means, and I don't believe there's a better promise a parent can make.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
LA, KC, and Bo. No, Bo. Next Sunday.
Jim Donovan and Joe Namath back with you, along with 59,000 plus here at the Hoosier Dome. The quietest 59,000 I've ever seen. It's 20-7 Miami leads. We're going to take a yard away from Stoyanovich on the field goal if he doesn't mind. 53 yards is, but he would have hit it from 54 and maybe 56. He had that much on it. But a 53-yard field goal for Stoyanovich, his second of the day, his 10th in a row. Albert Bentley from his 10. Indianapolis has to start making something happen. And he finds a hole out to the 24-yard line, tackled by E.J. Jr. Stardom in the Olympics, football, and baseball earned Jim Thorpe the title of greatest athlete of the first half of the century. But is Bo Jackson on his way to today's title of greatest athlete? Not much of an argument here. And next Sunday on NFL Live, O.J. Simpson visits with two sports superstar Bo Jackson in a candid, revealing interview. That's NFL Live next Sunday, 12:30 Eastern, only on NBC Sports. Then next Sunday, we continue with great doubleheader action. Look at that one. Raiders, Kansas City at Arrowhead. Houston and the Rams trying to come back. Check for the games in your area. First and 10 at the 24. Indianapolis. George fires. Across the middle, it's caught. Stanley Morgan out to the Indianapolis 46-yard line, and a nice gain. Tim McKyer on the coverage.
Stanley Morgan just pressed McKyer all the way downfield and then broke under him. Here's Stanley Morgan right here. He's going to run downfield, then break in. The linebackers for the Dolphins will jump on Albert Bentley and leave a big hole downfield right here for Stanley Morgan to make the reception. I'd say McKyer respects Morgan's speed, even though Morgan has been around a number of years.
Loose football in the backfield. George lost it. He's trying to fight and get it back. Bob McElwee says Colts do have it. I think that might have been ball game there if they had lost it.
But things couldn't get much worse out there for the Colts. George trying to find a receiver, gets pressured from Griggs initially. Griggs gets in there and makes the contact from his outside linebacker position, and then Jeff Cross falls on top of him along with Wilson. Good pressure on Jeff George, who's confronted with a second and about 18 situation right now. not your best situation for an offense.
Ball at the 38-yard line. Every time they show some signs of moving, a big play against them. They almost sailed that snap over George's head. They set up a picket fence for Eric Dickerson, and he takes it out to the 46-yard line. So he'll get the 8 back that they lost, and it will be 3rd down and about 10.
Dickerson has the speed. That was all speed that Eric turned on once he got the ball in his hands to the outside. You'll see number 98, Sean Lee, closing down on Dickerson, 29 to the right. It looks like Sean Lee's gonna make the play. You see, he's chasing in hot pursuit right now, but look at that burst of speed. He just turns it on and jumps through that hole.
Wasn't a big hole, but boy, he jets right through it. 3rd down and 10 now for the Colts. Bentley makes the catch. And a 1st down to the Miami 41-yard line. He hung in there and rifled that one, Joe.
Oh, beautiful throw by Jeff George, getting pretty good protection here. Watch Bentley fight forward for the extra yards. Gary Glenn tries to wrestle him down to the ground, but Bentley just keeps fighting forward until he gets the 1st down.
I'll tell you that arm strength is no problem for Jeff George. Bentley's 4th catch of the day. Joe Ferguson was telling us before the game, have you ever seen this kid throw the ball? The ball just scoots off his arm. 1st and 10. Dickerson.
People don't like it. They don't like the way Dickerson's behaved, I guess, with his contract negotiations and holding out and talking about this Colt team for the last several months. And when Dickerson gets outside there and he's open, can only get one hand up for the ball and misses it, you're going to hear the boo. Dickerson says he's ready. He didn't need any time to come back. He feels like he's right back in the flow of things. But you may feel that way, folks. He may feel that way, but it just doesn't happen that way. You have to be there working day in and day out to be sharp.
2nd down and 10. Bentley. Inside the 35. Offerdahl brings him down. And it will be 3rd down and short yardage coming up for Indianapolis.
Well, they're going to Bentley. This time, to me, George waits a little bit too long. He has Bentley open on the left side of the screen right here. Well, he didn't wait that long. It delivers the strike.
To an eligible position.
Oh, we have a number 52 reporting to an eligible position for these Colts right now. That means that a guy with a number that's not normally a receiver is now lined up in a receiver position. Number 62 with the right tight end position.
It's Baldinger. Fake by George, rolls it out, and sacked. Carl Wilson comes up with the sack for Miami. Now George is injured, and he's holding his left leg. They've already lost Trudeau here today with knee ligament damage on his right knee, and for the 2nd time today, 40-year-old Joe Ferguson is going to have to come in and pinch hit. Although it's 4th down right now, he can wait. But more important than that is this multi-million-dollar quarterback who's down.
On the right side of the screen, there's good pressure by the Miami defense. George tries to get away. Now watch, he's going to get his legs bent here. He's going to have big Carl Wilson fall on him, and his legs are going to get bent underneath him. You see that right there? Oh, my goodness. He's getting those legs bent a long way. Something had to stretch a little bit.
Now, we talked earlier about the quarterbacks for the Colts since 1986. We should have like drum and fife music here.
I know you folks at home want to count them. You can start any time. It's going to get up to about 17 of them here. Wayne Johnson, I'm afraid I don't remember old Wayne. There's a few names on there that I don't quite remember. There's about 16 quarterbacks that have come and gone since Coach Myers has been here. So he's been a little frustrated. Unlucky position so far for these Colts.
So Jeff George is going to limp to the sideline, and we'll be back. Miami leading 20-7.
The Prelude SI. With amazing four-wheel steering. From Honda. The way it moves will surprise you.
You can spot someone who saved money with a second-rate antifreeze a mile away. Not all antifreeze is the same. Nothing beats Prestone. And that's something you might appreciate down the road.
Everybody needs some money sometime.
To send someone money fast, come to Western Union or call 1-800-CALL-CASH. Western Union, the fastest way to send money.
Okay, we're ready to go. Someone better open the wine. I think they're serving the one we brought.
Diane and I ran across this just recently. I think you're going to like it.
It's going to take credit for this.
Oh, what a beautiful wine.
Oh, this is great. What's it called? White Grenache.
You know about this?
Honey, they brought a bottle.
Ernest and Julio Gallo invite you to...
Because you see, if they went to another quarterback, if Ferguson got hurt, Bill Brooks would be the next quarterback. And what I think he's saying there to Joe Ferguson is, you make sure you don't get hurt, because I don't want any part of having to quarterback this team. And Joe, one more note. There was a telephone call up here during commercial that if they had to go to another quarterback after that, the Colts have asked for you to come down.
They'd have to have an awful deep shotgun for that.
First and 10. Miami at the 20-yard line after the touchback. 2:38 left here in the third quarter. Smith is pinned for a 2-yard loss back to the 18-yard line. Chip Banks is in there along with John Hand. Now let's check the Hertz 10-minute ticker. Green Bay leading. Buffalo opened up to a 23 lead. Buffalo 5-1, so are the Dolphins. Philadelphia only leading by 1 over Dallas. Now Houston's gained the lead back against the Jets, and Detroit beating New Orleans. Boy, there's a good team, New Orleans, that just can't seem to turn the corner. And Miami here winning over Indianapolis 20-7. The storyline today for the Colts, quarterback injuries. Jack Trudeau, knee injury, torn cartilage right knee, he's lost. And Jeff George has just gone out with a knee injury, his left knee. Marino throws incomplete. He was getting pressured. It looked like, I'm guessing, Joe, he was throwing to Tony Page, and he might have gone in the wrong direction.
And he had to release the ball. Marino knew he had to release it because the pressure was on him. He expected Page to turn out, and Page turned to the inside. Now, Jeff George, as you mentioned, injured his left knee. He has a bruised left knee. Joe Ferguson's next in line, and then Billy Brooks, of course, doesn't want to go. Here you see George getting some condolences from the other teammates. Now Ferguson's talking things over with him. Tough game, folks. Awful tough game.
Third down and 11 for Marino. And he throws it down into the turf. Michael Ball was over in the direction of that pass as Marino got some pretty good pressure thrown on him. And Miami must punt. So the Colts defense shuts down Miami. 3 and out. John Hand limps off now with a little left ankle problem.
Marino really hangs in the pocket and tries to make this play work. He's trying to get the ball to Freddie Banks, and afterwards has some words for Banks in that he didn't come back toward the ball. See, Banks kept running away in a sense, but hey, Banks couldn't really tell if there was pressure back there at that time.
Roby to Verdun, 32. He's got an opening. Almost took it the distance. Clarence Verdun, 49-yard punt, but a 38-yard return gives Indianapolis excellent field position. A minute 27 left to go here in the third quarter. Hasn't been much to cheer about, but Verdun gives them something to hoot about here.
I'm going to write you every week, Dad.
Like when you went away to camp.
No, I really mean it.
You won't write.
Dad.
You'll call. Here, that's our new personal 800 number.
What?
It means you can call home anytime you want, and you don't need any money.
Dad,
Yes?
could I have some money anyway?
Introducing MCI Personal 800, a very new, very affordable way to stay in touch.
You know, Dad always said, Norman, you have to give 100% every day.
If you want 100% whole grain, only one of these leading cereals has it. Only Wheaties is made with 100% whole grain.
Dad also said, Norman, if you want to be a champion,
better get your whole grain.
Better eat your Wheaties. But you better never call me Norman.
Ready for some good news? If your car is in an accident and you have Allstate insurance, you can leave it in our hands. Allstate's recommended pro shops can do everything, including the estimate, in one stop. And to make you feel even better, Allstate will guarantee their workmanship for as long as you own your car. Well, that's the news. Now, be careful. You're in good hands with Allstate, a member of the Sears Financial Network.
Verdun makes the catch, and on the left side of the screen, number 31, Michael Ball of the Colts, top left, knocks out Mike Reichenbach right there. That's the key block. Now watch Reggie Roby. He does a good job of breaking down and still being able to cover to the sideline and knocking Verdun out of bounds. A big play by Reggie Roby.
CNN, the nickname of Clarence Verdun, because he's always talking. Minute 27 left, third quarter. Joe Ferguson now in for the second time today. Looking for Hester. Knocked down by J.B. Brown, who got his left arm up in the air to knock it away. J.B. Brown out of Maryland, a 12th round draft choice.
Well, it appears that Ferguson still has the strength to get the ball downfield, but this is good inside-outside coverage on Hester. I mean, this ball's got to be right there. You see Oliver in pretty good shape and not playing the ball. Actually, if Oliver would stop so much concentrating on making a hit and look for the ball sometime, he could have an interception. He could have intercepted that one.
But a nice play by J.B. Brown. Makes it 2nd and 10. This is Albert Bentley. Oh, and he fell. He slipped inside the 30-yard line. Because he had a little bit more left on that play.
Oh, he had some more yardage to gain, no doubt. He just got his foot hung up on the turf and jammed it in there and tripped up on the right side. You can see what he'll trip up in here now, and then he'll have plenty of room left. I can't tell if he tripped over his blocker's foot or if he just tripped over the turf.
That was the first carry of the day for Bentley. You saw that a little bit earlier. We showed you that he had caught the ball. Now, most of that was done while Dickerson was out of action and not with the team. 3rd down and 5. Looks like Carl Wilson came across the line of scrimmage for Miami. And by my math, Joe, 5 yards there. They needed 5.
It's going to be close. I don't know if they'll quite get it. But I tell you got to give credit to the wily veteran quarterback, Joe Ferguson, in changing that snap count. Ferguson hits a hard note.
77 defense, 5 yards.
All right, Wilson has the penalty. Now you watch Ferguson, right over Ferguson in the nose tackle position. They have Carl Wilson in there. Ferguson was able to yank him off sides with a hard count.
To an eligible position. 62 reporting.
All right, Ferguson gets the play from Pat Beach. Bruised knee for Jeff George. And you can see limping on that left knee. Now, Baldinger reports he's eligible to receive. They've also got Anthony Johnson in the game. Dickerson's in the backfield with Bentley. It's 3rd down and inches. Oh, and Baldinger, who just checked in, will give the 5 yards back that Miami gave to the Colts on the play before.
Well, Baldinger, number 62.
5 yards, 3rd down.
He goes in the game as a tight end, right in here. That's Baldinger. Now, he's in there because he's a big guy and he can block. But watch what happens. He forgets to remember the snap count. I mean, how hard is that? He's not playing. I know he's got to be upset with himself. The good offensive lineman, he just, I don't know what happened, Coach. Everybody else went the wrong time. Oh, he's apologizing too. You know, give me another break. Well, I don't know what the reason can be. It's just that there were 10 guys that were still sitting still and Baldinger moved, so.
He is beside himself on the sideline. Now it's 3rd down and 5 and a little bit of change to get the first down. Ferguson, that's going to be intercepted. Lifford Hobley, then he fumbled it. Miami says they still have the ball.
Miami will keep the ball because Hobley had possession of it last.
Forward and out of bounds. The ball is returned to the spot of the fumble. First down.
Which is the 35-yard line.
That ball was tipped right there at the line of scrimmage by E.J. Jr. E.J. Jr. got a hand up there and deflected that Ferguson pass. Now watch where the ball goes. No one gets a hand on it. It's going to go out of bounds. It'll be Miami's ball when we're back, folks.
She's a juror on a murder trial.
Scoggins didn't do it.
But the real killer may be sitting beside her. Dwight Schultz, A Different World's Jasmine Guy, A Killer Among Us on NBC Monday.
Team game, folks. Number 71, Kevin Call, is blocking very nicely on E.J. Jr., but watch E.J. Jr. get his hand up there just in time to knock the pass deflected for his teammate Hobley to make the interception.
So the spot of the
number 71, Kevin Call, is blocking very nicely on E.J. Jr., but watch E.J. Jr. get his hand up there just in time to knock the pass deflected for his teammate Hobley to make the interception.
So the spot of the fumble comes at the 30-yard line. Marino steps up, flag is down. Sammy Smith makes the catch. He's down at the 38-yard line. Bob McElwee. Oh, against the Colts.
As badly as this game has gone for the Colts, though, there's still only 13 points down and a whole quarter of football left. So I would think that they have to feel like they can still pull this thing out. They've just got to start playing better. Do you think anyone's confused out there? Do they have it totally under control? They do.
Yes, here he comes now.
78 defense. Penalty is declined. 2nd down.
So John Hand gets tagged with the penalty. They take the play, and it will be 2nd down.
There you see 3 turnovers by the Colts, and it appears that's a major reason why each quarterback has had their difficulties in the turnovers. Ferguson as well as George and Trudeau.
2nd down and 1. That's 2nd and 1 now for Miami. And Mark Logan goes out for first down Miami. And we go to New York right now. And NFL Live, here's Bob Costas.
All right, Jim, here's Jim Kelly at work for the Buffalo Bills. He zings this one 20 yards to Keith McKellar. Actually a poor throw. McKellar was wide open and had to reach way out to make the catch, so he saves Kelly's bacon in this case. And Buffalo, on its way to its 5th consecutive win, leads 27-3.
Bob, they're making it a little easier on themselves and Marv Levy today. They don't have to, it seems, come back in the last second in this one in New England. 20-7 here. Miami has a first down. And Logan fights out to the 45-yard line. Harrod tackles along with Taylor.
My goodness gracious. Average time of possession has been the worst in the whole NFL to this game, and I don't think they're going to improve their standings any. I mean,
and it really holds true today, doesn't it?
Oh, they're behind their normal last place pace of 25 minutes.
2nd down 5, 13:20 to go in the game. Miami nursing a 13-point lead and keeping it on the ground and running it well. And why not keep it on the ground? Logan out near another first down. Might be close enough for a measurement as Bob McElwee looks over to the sideline.
And Logan hits the hole quickly, doesn't he? He makes such sharp cuts, and he makes his decisions quickly. More speed in the backfield and hitting the holes when he's in there as opposed to Smith.
No measurement needed, Joe. First down. Inside the 49-yard line as Sam Clancy checks out of the lineup defensively now for Indianapolis. Here's Marino. Look at the eyes, looking it over. We said he likes what he sees at the start of the show, and he has to love what he sees today because that running game is back. And Mark Logan carries down to the 35-yard line. Now let's check the Xerox 10-minute ticker this afternoon. Green Bay 17-3. Buffalo on their way to a 6-1 start. Philadelphia nursing the 1-point lead. Houston over the Jets. And Detroit picked up a Reuben Mays fumble and went in for a touchdown there. 20-10. The Lions lead in the fourth quarter. And Miami leading here, fourth quarter, 20-7. Ball is at the 35-yard line of Indianapolis. It's a first down. It's Logan again as they stay with the hot hand there, and he goes to the 33.
They've had some good runs to the right side, but here on the left side, the two rookies, Richmond Webb and Keith Sims, doing a tremendous job on John Hand over there, as well as the linebacker. Just good, aggressive blocking by the two huge offensive linemen.
Now, Sims is a story because in the Pittsburgh game, he injured his knee. He had a little tear of some cartilage in his knee, and they thought he'd be lost for a long time. But he's back in the lineup today. Rushing yards, Miami. Big numbers. 144 rushing today. Stratford gets it inside the 30 down to the 28-yard line. Just to finish up on Sims for a second, as Stratford on Piles. The key there that during the after the surgery there was no swelling as they went in with the scope and cleaned things up there. And with no swelling, they didn't put him on IR. He missed 4 weeks. They also had a bye in there, so they didn't miss a game actually on that week, and now he's back.
Boy, I can't imagine that. You know, I've had a few knee operations, and I've had swelling in every one of them. This young man here was not only fortunate, but I know he's worked hard to come back and be able to play this soon.
It's third down and 3 with 10.5 to go in the game. Marino throws low, and the ball is caught by Clayton, and that's a first down to the 22-yard line of Indianapolis.
Clayton gets the handle on it. He just runs a little quick out right in the middle of your screen. He's going to break outside. Now the timing is such that the ball's already on the way. No way Chris Good could keep up with him. Yeah, he's fighting. He has that ball right in his gut. A good first down game. 59 consecutive games, huh?
Boy, it seems like all those receivers now have those streaks going, doesn't it?
Yeah, but do you know that Miami didn't have a receiver in the top 20 in the AFC? Duper's the leading receiver, and he wasn't even ranking in yards or receptions in the top 20.
See, that shows you that their running game has improved so much that they don't have to throw it all the time. Stratford will get it this time. And Donnell Thompson got him down low and brought him down near the 20-yard line. All right, kick off your night at NBC with the critically acclaimed new series Life Stories, followed by a 1-hour special. World Series MVP Jose Rio, Darryl Strawberry, David Letterman, Bart Simpson. What a lineup. Sylvester Stallone, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and much more on Sunday night with Larry King. Then Mel Gibson, Danny Glover starring Lethal Weapon. All tonight here on NBC.
I like Danny Glover in that Lethal Weapon, too, you know?
Before that, you like the other guy.
I like them both. I think that's a terrific movie. A lot of fun.
Well, they've had some long drives today. This one now 6 minutes long and counting. Oh, a little bootleg. Fakes it, the run, and dumps it out to Page, and Page is short of the first down at the 15-yard line.
Oh, they're going to have someone fix the dent in the field. Did you see Page fly through the air and land? I think he's going to make about a 2-yard hole out there in the turf. No one picks up Page. until late Chris Good comes up to make the hit. Now watch Page flip up in the air and then land on the turf. I mean, there must be some kind of little hole there, huh? Boom! Oh, my goodness.
You said there was no crown on this field before the game. There might be one now, huh? Page, what a very productive day. A career-high day catching the ball. 3rd down and 4. Open, caught. Fred Banks down to the 1-yard line. And it's 1st and goal, Miami. And I mean, he was wide open.
Well, the Colts are trying to put pressure on Marino, and to do that, they're trying to rush people, and they're going to be singled up one-on-one. On the right side of the screen, Banks is just simply one-on-one with the defender Ball, and Ball could not keep up with him. Banks takes it upfield nicely, I might add, nearly gets it to the end zone. You see number 31 there, the defensive back, Michael Ball. He just can't keep up with Banks in that one-on-one situation. Marino delivers the ball timely, just right on target.
They got a couple of tight ends in now. 161 yards for Marino, 1 touchdown pass. He only has 7 on the year. 1st and goal from the 1. He's going to try and get number 8. And it's incomplete, sailing it over the head of Farrell Edmonds on 1st down.
Well, Marino just threw that ball away. He would have liked to have Edmonds that time, who really has been somewhat of a disappointment in this Miami offense. Farrell Edmonds is a highly touted tight end who had a good rookie year. He made it to the Pro Bowl as an alternate, but he hasn't been making the kind of plays that Coach Shula expects him to make. He has tremendous speed for a tight end. He's a good blocker. He can catch the ball, but he just hasn't been making the plays. That time, he didn't get over it.
2nd down and goal from the 1. Smith and Page in the I formation. Beatty, the tight end, in motion. Smith gets it. Good play by the Colts. Donnell Thompson, Harrod, and Fred Young all there, and they'll lose a yard or 2 back to the 3.
Well, they're going to the right side over here behind Galbraith and Dennis, and there's just good penetration by Harrod and Donnell Thompson that time. They just fired through there to penetrate into the backfield.
We have an injured Colt in the defensive huddle. And it is Armstrong, Harvey Armstrong.
We've got it, Larry. Commercial cue in 7.
So we'll check him out, and when we come back, it's 3rd and goal for the Dolphins with 6:43 left.
Millions of years ago, nature created a vehicle that accelerates, steers, and stops with all 4s. That ingenious concept has now been engineered into a car. Introducing the Mitsubishi 3000 GT. With all-wheel drive, all-wheel steering, all-wheel anti-lock brakes, and 300 horsepower instead of just 1. Mitsubishi, the word is getting round.
My main Yugoslavian and very sensitive Laker brother, Bloody Divac, looks a whole lot better now because he just shaved off his beard with a new Chic Slim Twin Plus with aloe.
How'd it go, Bloody?
Nema problema. Was the blade narrow enough?
Nema problema. How do you like the new aloe comfort strip? I'm no longer irritating.
Try the new Slim Twin Plus with aloe. It reaches every place on every sensitive face.
So now make a good like me face?
Problema, Bloody. Big problema.
From Chic.
It's back! The Domino's Pepperoni Pizza Feast is back! More pepperoni and extra cheese for only $7.99. And another one for just $4 more. But only for a limited time.
Domino's Pizza.
Call now.
Domino's Pizza.
Coming November 1st. If you don't buy the man in your life, total recall.
You wouldn't hurt me.
There's no telling what he'll do.
We're married.
Consider that a divorce. Total recall. Totally yours for just $24.99.
NBC Sports coverage of the National Football League is brought to you by Mitsubishi, bringing you a full line of award-winning automobiles. See them all at your Mitsubishi Motors dealer. By Liberty Mutual. For your insurance and financial service needs, America believes in Liberty Mutual. And by McDonald's. You know the one, it's McDonald's for food, folks, and fun.
3rd down and goal. Harvey Armstrong left the field, walking off very slowly under his own power. It's at the 2-yard line. Miami trying to put this one on ice. Page outside, touchdown Dolphins. to 6-1.
I mean, Ron Meyer, how many things can go wrong with him in this house of frustration? Tony Page carrying the ball outside around end for a touchdown. I don't think Page even envisioned this happening this season. There's a great block out there by the tight end, Greg Batty.
And another great block by Mark Logan, too.
An end sweep for Tony Page.
Stoyanovich for the extra point. It's good. Dolphins well in control, 27-7 over the Indianapolis Colts. And now we're going to send you to the great game being played down in Houston between the Jets and the Oilers. So enjoy the ball game. We'll keep you updated on this one. 27-7, Miami in control here over Indianapolis with 6:21 left. We'll be right back.
Millions of years ago, nature created a vehicle that accelerates, steers, and stops with all fours. That ingenious concept has now been engineered into a car. Introducing the Mitsubishi 3000 GT. With all-wheel drive, all-wheel steering, all-wheel anti-lock brakes, and 300 horsepower instead of just one. Mitsubishi, the word is getting around.
Liberty Mutual presents the automobile accident that never happened, because we continually work to prevent auto accidents and injuries. In helping to pioneer safety belts, Liberty Mutual Insurance helped make driving safer for everyone. Caring for people is why America believes in liberty.
Almost home. America believes in liberty. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Well, those guys right there, Don Shula, Gary Stevens, and Dan Marino have it cooking, don't they, Joe? Look at that Dolphin offense in the second half this season.
Well, it's been good. The offense is really efficient. And, you know, give a lot of credit to this offense of Miami for not making mistakes, for pulling the plays they need to do to get points on the board, for keeping the ball away from Indianapolis. But remember the defense of this Miami team. They had a lot to do with holding Indianapolis to just 16 minutes of possession.
6:21 left in the game. 27-7, Miami in the lead. Stacy Simmons will get it. A yard deep in the end zone. Goes down at the 28-yard, at the 18-yard line. Stephon Moore isn't on the tackle for the Dolphins. All right, let's see if Indianapolis can make something positive happen when we come back.
For 1990, the Mitsubishi Montero is car and driver's best buy among sport utilities under $20,000. They call it, quite aptly, an uncommonly civilized vehicle. Mitsubishi, the word is getting around.
Now, every time you use the American Express card, you could win a trip anywhere, to do anything. Because American Express is giving away $10,000 dream weekends, one a day, every day, for the rest of the year. Every time you use the card, you have another chance to win. Only with the American Express card. Don't leave home without it.
For 1990, the Mitsubishi Montero is car and driver's best buy among sport utilities under $20,000. They call it, quite aptly, an uncommonly civilized vehicle. Mitsubishi, the word is getting around.
Light. It is magical, powerful, essential. At GTE, we place that power at the touch of your hand. The power to open any darkness, to illuminate the facts of science, brighten the arenas of sports and business, create the warm glow that means home. At GTE, we give you the power of Sylvania light in 6,000 ways, none of them small. At GTE, the power is on.
LA. KC. And Bo. No, Bo. Next Sunday.
I talked with Cliff Odom last night about his career. You know, he was drafted in the 3rd round by Cleveland back in '80, played for Cleveland 1 year, and then they let him go in '81. And he returned to college. He went back to Texas Arlington. He said, Joe, I felt awful. Nobody wanted me. For the first time in my life, I couldn't get a job. I sat by the phone the entire season in '81. No one called. I didn't lose confidence in myself. Then I got a chance with the Raiders, got cut. The Colts claimed him in '82, and folks, here he is.
Ferguson throws. Offerdahl should have intercepted at the 23-yard line. Oh, the frustration. Let's go to New York right now. Bob Costas, NFL Live. Here we go. Bob?
All right, Jim, it's almost too exciting, isn't it? Here's a big play in the 4th quarter at the Astrodome. Warren Moon back to pass. He's hit by Darrell Davis of the Jets. In the ensuing scramble, it's Davis who pounces on the ball for the touchdown, turning a 12-7 New York deficit into a 14-12 lead over the Oilers. James.
Thank you, Bob. 6:08 left here, 4th quarter. 27-7. Ferguson. Open. By Stanley Morgan. 2 veterans hooking up on that play out to the 31-yard line.
Stanley Morgan was able to lose McKyer that time, and Joe Ferguson had excellent protection, read the out, cut, and delivered the ball right there. 1 for 6. Really, Ferguson obviously is not having a good day, but you have to remember he hasn't had a lot of practice either. He hasn't had a lot of live action. You know, I mean, the timing has to be off. Oldest active player in the NFL.
When they called him up to come to Indianapolis, he was leaving to go hunting.
Yeah, he didn't know what to do. I think he wanted to go hunting first.
He got the first down to Morgan, and now he finds Albert Bentley for a catch at the 37-yard line, where John Offerdahl, who almost came up with that interception 2 plays ago, makes the tackle.
Hurry up offense. I'll tell you, this Joe Ferguson is in some kind of shape. He's strong up top. He has a very good, efficient throwing motion. Let's see if he can catch the ball over his head.
Boy, it has been a wicked day for the Indianapolis Colts.
Double snap. Illegal snap. That's a dead ball. 5 yards. 2nd down.
Did he say double snap?
Yeah, you know what that means. I don't know if we'll get a chance to see it, but Ray Donaldson moved the ball initially and then recoiled. Let's see if we can see it right. Well,
yeah, you could see a little flinch there.
A little flinch. Tell you, he's lucky he did have a double snap. Otherwise, Ferguson's going to be under heavy pressure from Carl Wilson.
You know, Donaldson's been a little high with his snaps back in shotgun today. George took a couple up by his ear, and remember, George is 6'4".
Well, Sean Lee is playing around Donaldson most of the time. Maybe Sean Lee is giving Donaldson more than he can handle right now.
Eric Dickerson to the 37-yard line. Remember, at the top of the show, we told you that this guy was a Dolphin killer, Eric Dickerson. He had averaged, what, Joe, over 130 yards?
130 yards, that's right.
Well, today, not so. Miami in here with a rebuilt, tough defense, has shut down Dickerson, has shut down the Colts, and is right up at the top of the AFC East. Deflected ball again. This time, Cliff Odom got his hand on that one and knocked it down. Next Sunday, Bo Jackson, like you've never seen him before with O.J. Simpson. That's on NFL Live next Sunday at 12:30. So you'll want to see that. Then, our game action after NFL Live. We've got the Raiders in Kansas City from Arrowhead Stadium. That place will be jumping, as Kansas City really needs that one. Those are our other games. Houston and the L.A. Rams, as Jim Everett and the Rams try and bounce back. And Houston's in a war today with the Jets. So great action next week. As Ron Stark punts it away, Tony Martin is back deep at the 10-yard line. Whisked around by Matt Vanderbeek. He takes him down at the 17-yard line. And that's where Miami will start with 4 minutes and 14 seconds left to go. Joe, are the Dolphins that good?
Well, I'll tell you what, the way they've been playing, they look that good. You have to look at the competition they've been against so far this season. And one game against the Giants controlled the Dolphins, but in the other games, the Dolphins have been better than the teams they've played against. Now, Indianapolis has just had a horrendous start this year, but I've got to say these Dolphins are very good at this point. This defense we're looking at is really a good defense so far with the 5 new guys in the offense and the new quarterback in here, and Scott Seekills will just keep the ball on the ground now. They'll want to run out that clock.
Mark Higgs gets the carry, and boy, it doesn't matter who runs the ball today. There's a lot of yardage out in front of you. 45-yard line and pushed out of bounds. Mark Higgs, another Plan B free agent player from Philadelphia he came from.
And also out of the University of Kentucky, where Logan is from. Now, this is just a very nice run with very little defensive effort, I think, by the Colts up front. Sure, Daniels is in the chase, and so's Pryor, but earlier it didn't look like a lot of good effort by that Colt defense.
27-yard run. 4:05 left. And a first down at 45. Higgs again. He had 5 yards, then he picked up an extra 4 with that second effort. He gets up near a first down. Now, fourth quarter scores. Green Bay in the lead. Steve Grogan's thrown a touchdown pass to New England, but it looks like too little too late. Philadelphia, every week's a struggle with Buddy and the Eagles. 14-13 as Dallas hangs in there. The Jets lead. Warren Moon fumbled in the end zone, as Bob Costas told you. And the Jets by 2. Remember, last week they lost on the last second to Buffalo. So the Jets are that close, aren't they, Joe?
They sure are. They're playing well this year. This Colt defense right now is in big trouble. They look like they're quitting out there.
Higgs. First down. Say next Saturday, America's favorite pastime returns to NBC Sports. The premiere of the PBA Fall Tour. The nation's top rollers compete for $130,000 in prize money at the Rochester Open. Join Jay Randolph and Earl Anthony for all the action. Saturday at 1:30 Eastern, 3 o'clock Pacific, only on NBC. Joe Ferguson on the bench. Jeff George nursing a sore left knee. Jack Trudeau left in the first half with a serious right knee injury. And it's been all Miami, hasn't it? In fact, the Colts' only touchdown was a fumble recovery by Chris Good that he took 54 yards for a score. As the ground game continues. Coming near the 2-minute warning now. It'll be interesting to see if Miami gets another playoff here. They'll just let it run down.
Oh, sure, they should let it run down. I see Seekills heading to the sideline.
All right, he's thinking it over. Now, all Indianapolis has to do next is try and take on the Giants a week from tomorrow night. I wonder if Ron Meyer's thinking about that game right now, because this one is gone. 2 minutes to go in this ball game. Dolphins 27-7 from Indianapolis. Joe and I are back after this.
Barbecue? Come on, it's practically winter. Baggett? McDonald's? Hey, McRib. Now you're talking. Fries? And a Coke? Tell me more. A McRib pack. We'll take 4. Better hurry, huh? McRib.
McDonald's for food, folks in one shop.
The rugged yet elegant 4-door V6 Mitsubishi Montero. For 1990, Car and Driver named it Best Buy in sport utilities under $20,000, calling it tough, but at the same time uncommonly civilized, making the Montero the perfect choice for mountain climbing or social climbing. Mitsubishi, the word is getting around.
The product, the proving grounds, the results. STP gas treatment is the edge.
A spatula. Edith, my battery is dead. Will you make me a copy? I'll pay you.
A reminder to check your batteries with the new copper top tester. It's free and only from Duracell.
Next Saturday, the nation's high rollers continue their pursuit for Bowler of the Year honors. The PBA Fall Tour, next Saturday on NBC.
2 minutes to go in our ball game here this afternoon. Miami 27-7. There's Dan Marino against the entire Colts. Look at that.
You know, the numbers look great. 21 completions and 29 attempts. That's sensational to me. 161 yards. That's not even a good Marino day. But the bottom line is this is a different Miami football team. They have a successful running attack today, and the defense has been marvelous.
It is 2nd down 6. Higgs will pop it outside to the 34-yard line. Wayne Bickett and Eugene Daniel stop him on the play.
Higgs jumps outside of big John Hand, number 78. With his quickness and speed, he's got that leg strength to break the tackle. Higgs and Logan both running backs from Kentucky, are able to pick those holes quickly and then get into them quickly. They have, I think, quicker bursts than the other running back, Sammy Smith. What an average these Dolphins have today carrying the ball. The number of times they carried it, the yardage they've amassed, they've got to be over 5 yards a carry.
3rd down and 2. Higgs again up near a 1st down and should have it at the 31-yard line. So now where do the Colts go from here, Joe? They'll go to 2-5 here this afternoon with the loss. They got the Giants next week. They've got quarterback injuries stacked high. Let's face it, they still don't have a happy clubhouse situation concerning the Dickerson controversy. Wow.
Well, this man right here, Ron Meyer.
If I were him, I'd just watch Lethal Weapon, Larry King, and all of that tonight.
He's got to pull this team together. He's got to pull it together. The worst thing that I'm seeing so far is the way this defense is behaving right now. They're not giving it 100% effort, I don't think. Well, you don't have to now. It's history.
It sure is. That is it. Dan Marino and the Miami Dolphins wrap it up here this afternoon. 27-7 the final score. Don Shula has his Dolphins right there with Buffalo at the top of the AFC East, and with a win over Buffalo earlier this season, they're 6-1, and they're home to Phoenix next. On a roll. Haven't been in the playoffs since 1985, but certainly on their way. 40-year-old Joe Ferguson.
Chris, thank you very much. This is Joe Robbie Stadium in Miami, where we'll have more than 7